Right, there we go. Looks like we are doing another live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch tonight. There we are looking out to amongst the stars on what is called the hydrogen line, and that is the channel on the radio. No, wait, that's the wrong one. We're looking out amongst the stars looking for UFOs, UAP, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So a very ancient and mysterious landscape here, a long history of the phenomena, the weird and wonderful. So let's keep our eyes peeled tonight there as we search the stars looking for those strange things there. How you doing, Carl? Good to see you there. Clay as well, what are you doing tonight there? What is the glowing light? Good question. That one is Jupiter, is a star with, not a star, a planet within our own solar system there. All the others, all those dots are other stars out there, all with their own planets as well. But the big bright one right in the middle there, if you're on TikTok, or whereabouts is it if you're on the tubes, up in the middle-ish still, yeah, that is a planet there. How you doing, Blue Nose, as well? Good to see you there. Harko, no, what's going on, Harko? How you doing tonight there? And the sky's purple tonight, or is that my screen? So no, that is my screen actually. So this lens lets in a lot of light, a little bit more light than your eye, about 2.5 times the size there. And where the sun has gone around for us on the surface, it's still not fully gone around there to the night sky. In fact, there's still a little bit of that light, you know, poisoning it there. So as the night goes on, that blue will turn to black there when the sun goes further and further around there. How you doing, Kate and Carl? Weekend's good, busy as always, working away there. How you doing, Blue Nose? Oh, it's not working. No power. Oh, dear. What's going on there? And better camera tonight there. Thank you. I'm trying playing with the settings. I'm sick of all the issues that we're having, so I'm having to learn how the damn things works. Zen is in there. Munin is in there. And Rob, how are you guys doing there over on the tubes tonight? Rio is in too. So guys, you're just joining us. We are doing a live UFO UAP Sky, which got a nice green one coming in. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. We're coming to you from Wiltshire, which is right
zoom mode activated
in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So a very ancient and mysterious landscape, a long history of the weird and wonderful, the strange and anomalous. We're going to see lots of things in the night sky, like this one here as it's moving across the screen. Oh look, there's one behind it as well there. Ooh, if I can just keep it steady, you can see it. There you go. There's a little one, and then there's a bigger one right there. So there are lots of satellites up there, lots of man-made things, but we need to keep our eyes on them, because when they do something strange there, if it stops dead, changes its course, its trajectory, anything like that, that will tell us that we are not looking at one of the many satellites or man-made objects. It is telling us that, yeah, it might be something a little bit more anomalous there. So keep your eyes on them there as they move across the screen, because it only takes that last minute change. I don't know if you guys can see that when you can over on the TikToks, on the tube, sorry. But yeah, lots going around. You can see it's getting darker now. Its sky is getting blacker. That blue is slowly going as the sun moves around there. Good spot in our Harko there, A2. Yeah, I'm a bit slow, but that was a good one there. We've got one here. Let's zoom in on this one. All right, where are we? Here we go. Got another one there. Again, it is following at the minute a straight course, a straight speed, or a consistent speed, I should say, a consistent trajectory. So until it does something strange there, we just have to assume that it is one of the many, many satellites that are up there. Already there, Harko. That is pretty cool there. How are we doing, everybody? I think we're up to date. Yeah, we are. Oh, no. Oh, in your leg there, not your projector. It's still not working yet. How you doing, though, Rio? And Kate, you've still got a bit of a light, or is it the settings on the camera? So that you're spot on it there. It's still a bit of light, and we'll start to see that blue go as the night goes on. The sun goes further around there. Blue Nose, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate those. All goes back into the stream, and I'm going to be jumping on trying to adjust the settings as we go tonight. There's another faint one coming in here, going just above Jupiter there. There we go. So yeah, if you're just joining us, as I said, it is a live UFO UAP Skywatch. We're coming to you from Wiltshire in the UK. Oh, hold on, I've pressed all the buttons. What have I done? There we go. Sorry, guys. We're coming to you from Wiltshire tonight in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, and just, there we go, down the road from Stonehenge. There's so many gadgets here. When one goes wrong, everything goes a little bit sideways. We're all good tonight, Rio. We're all good. Alan is playing up no end as always, but we'll tolerate him there. He all gets a bit excitable out of routine at the weekend. Got a nice faint one coming in here again. Oh, bollocks. Where is it? There it is. Right. Look at some of the colours of the stars, like the oranges, the reds, the blues. Lots of colour tonight in the sky, even though we've still got that strong blue. We've got some movement. Now, judging by the size and how faint that one is, I'd say that one is quite a high altitude. It's a bit further off of the planet there. But it's not an exact science from down here without the tools. Right, now that edge of the screen is getting a bit darker. There, so I'm just gonna see if I can up that a little bit more. Is that gonna do anything? It's not really doing much for the edge of the screen though, is it? Let's see if I can. Does that help if I do anything there? No, do it that way. Lots of no, about that way. No, we're going to learn what these settings do as we go tonight there. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the movement there, for the strange and anomalous. What is going on in the UFO world? What is going on in the news, guys? Let us know. We can talk about that whilst we're waiting for the action. There was that little faint shooting star coming. Oh, look, we've got 3 here. Again, got that one, got that one, and got that one there. If I zoom out, keep your eyes on them there. Again, it only takes that last minute change of course, a change of trajectory for us to be able to say that it's definitely not one of man-made satellites up there. Stray, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts as well. Maya, good to see you there. Gonna hop over to the tubes. If it's anything like last night, it might be a bit busy for you there, Harko. So I don't think it is Orion. No, the big one I think is, yeah, that one is Jupiter tonight, the big one. In the sky. Orion's a bit too far around for us now at this time of year. We caught it earlier on, but yeah, not at the minute there. It's a really blue sky. Ben, you are not wrong, and thank you for the likes. Guys, it is the likes, the shares, the tapping away that does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves there. The more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. But it is quite blue tonight, but that is just because the sun, as it's getting later, the sun is taking a while for it to go around there. Joanne, how are you doing there? I'm glad to hear it straight too. There, we've got some more movement. Oh, I have to get my cursor over in time. Let's zoom in. Oh, it's not even working. There we go. Right. Look at that one coming in. Now keep your eyes on it there as we zoom it back out, as it comes off of the screen there. Because it is just that last minute change of course, speed, trajectory, anything like that. And that'll tell us that we're seeing something strange, some more movement down there. And how you doing, TB there? Oh, B2 flashing is just your eyes. So, right, B2 is this square here. So we're looking out for some flashing. There's a bit of twinkling going on. What's happening there with the twinkling? Not saying that one is, so let's keep an eye out for it. But the twinkling is basically the light from those distant stars. He's travelling so far, and by the time it reaches here, our atmosphere, even though it's not that thick in the scheme of things, we can see a lot of what's going on out there. The atmosphere, depending how thick it is there, interferes with it, and that is what causes that twinkles there. Makes it a bit duller and a bit brighter there, depending on how sort of thick and dense the atmosphere is. So that's why we see that twinkling effect. Whereas we've got ones here like this one here, Jupiter, which is a star within our own solar system. It's reflecting that sun's light back, so therefore it's much brighter, and the light is much stronger and more consistent there. Already, that is a good go in there, Harko. How you doing, Beer Buster, as well? It might not be. Keep your eyes peeled, TB. It might not be. There, where are we? Zen is in as well. How are you doing, Zen? Good to see you. So, yeah. It is another UFO, UAP, a Skywatch tonight, and the skies are wonderfully clear. I've got a feeling that this week is going to be a nice, clear week for Skywatches, so keep your eyes peeled. Then be joining us every night. So if you're not following us already, make sure you've subscribed, followed, whatever it might be there. So then you get those notifications when we go live. Oh, that's a bright one.
Zoom mode activated.
See, compared to some of the others that we've seen, look at how bright and blue. It's like a minty fresh colour, isn't it, there, travelling through space. So if it's ET flying around up there in his spaceship or waving as he goes by, he's going to look very similar to us. As a man-made satellite, because what's happening is, I said, the sun hasn't fully gone round for those objects that aren't directly on the surface, and therefore they're reflecting that sun's light back to us, and that's how we're able to see them tonight. Now, satellites don't emit light, they just reflect it there. So when the sun goes round, they can't reflect the light back because they're not in a direct line of sight with the sun anymore. So when we get a bit later on, there is less movement there. The sun has gone fully round. It does beg the question, how do we still see some of them there? If the sun has gone fully around, maybe they're emitting light, and maybe it is more in the category of UFO, UAP. There's a big bright one there. but that one still, it's not got that minty blue freshness to it. So that can be a little bit of anomalous. One going across at the top there, but just look how many stars there are in the night sky. You see much more than you do with your naked eye. So lots of stars to see, and that is not all. If you kept zooming in, if we had a more powerful telescope there, we could zoom in and keep zooming in, and there'll be stars upon stars upon stars, but they're so far away there that they're quite faint, and therefore that light just isn't able to reach us strong enough for our sensor to be able to pick that one up. Then it's a bit fuzzy because of the light. We're tweaking or trying to tweak the settings, and at the minute it's a bit of a trade-off. So trying to figure out all this. That's why we're getting a little bit of that noise, that bit more interference there. The camera is still throwing sulk, so we're trying to compensate with more setting adjustments there. Oh, Oscar, congratulations there. We want to see some pictures of that in the Discord when you get that set up there. That is pretty cool. Let us know which one you've got there. And where are we? Straight and TB, thank you for the gifts there. Appreciate all of that. But yeah, lots and lots of movement tonight. That's a nice one there. Nice, consistent speed and brightness there. Again, until it does something strange, we're not going to know if that is either a man-made satellite or potential UFOs. A faint one below it as well there. The skies are absolutely alive. Look, another one there coming up. There's that merging as well there. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. And if you are just joining us, this is a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. Glastonbury isn't too far in the other direction. So a long history of the strange and anomalous, not just in the skies, but generally around these parts. In fact, this little town, this little village that we are in, had its own UFO flap here in the 60s and 70s, and I've not heard of a case like it. You've got to think of it, it's like the modern day drone flaps that we're hearing about over New Jersey and places like that, but it happened for about 10 years solid, well before the times of drones. Lots of sightings, lots of claimed encounters, they're missing time, messed with animals, all sorts of things here. So yeah, this is right where we would expect to see the action. They're 10k already. Well done there, Harker. And TikTok, how are you doing it tonight? We have got a lovely clear sky, but you notice how the blue is going now. Now that is okay because of the old oh, sorry about that. Let's try and increase the settings. Right, you have to bear with me as I'm toying with the settings, trying to figure out which is the better way of doing all of. No, not that one. Definitely not that one. So that is darker across. Oh my god. No, we don't want it to be washed out, but we do want to make sure that we can see all of the night sky there. Let's get some of that up a little bit. A little bit more noise tonight. I might have to switch over to the old way of doing things. We'll see. But yeah, so we're toying around there. But the skies are alive. That is a lot of noise in the middle of the screen there. I'm trying to make sure that we get the edges in as well there, because it gets darker. The nature of the lens there lets in more light in the middle than it does around the edge. But we don't want to miss the objects. Although, like with this one, we can still see, if they're bright enough, we can still see them moving across the screen there, even off to the edges. We'll have to have a quick figure out with that camera at some point. Ben, thank you for the gifts there as well. Thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Right, where are we? Back in the chat there, and but you're feeling tired after yesterday's long one. I am a little bit, but we're gonna have to get used to it, because where it's getting later as the summer is rolling in, it's not going to get dark until about 10:30, nearly 11 o'clock on some of those nights, and that was a difficult summer, especially after you had like a day where it was in, you know, the top 30s, and this is a south-facing room, and the window doesn't really open, so you come here, it's like an oven, even at like 3 a.m. And I had a little thermostat in here with me, or a little thermometer I should say, in here with me, so I could accurately complain to you guys as the sweat was dripping off me. So I'm not looking forward to that there. And a little after there, funny how they only happen for a few hours after sundown there, like the reflection of satellites. And so that is exactly what is happening there. So those, you got to think that the sun may have gone round for us here on the surface, but basically, it's not gone around for those things that are in orbit there. So the further around the sun goes, the further off of the planet's surface you've got to be to still have a direct line of sight with the sun there to reflect that light back to us. So what we're seeing here is reflected light coming in from the sun, still bouncing off these objects up there. Now there are tens, well, there's about 16,000 satellites, man-made satellites up there at the moment. So the most of them are going to be just that, satellites, space junk, things like that. But if we pay attention, and we tend to see at least one thing, sometimes two or three, per Skywatch here, that just don't really follow the patterns of satellites. They're falling to Earth in big circles. They have to follow certain rules, certain behaviours. They're like, you know, following a consistent straight path there at a consistent speed. Any adjustments they can make to that, you can't really see them. You can't really see that from down here. So as soon as we see something stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course, its trajectory, anything like that, and then we know we've got something a little bit strange there. Flashing can be anomalous, but also satellites can appear to do that one. So that is what we've got to do. It's the difficult task of filtering the explainable out there from the unexplainable there. And Rob, have you ever been able to visit any crop circles in your area there? And I'm in New York. I love that one. Is that New York State or City? So brilliant as well. That is on my big list to come and have a visit out there. So yes, we actually have once. So I've only been in this town for just over a year, and it was May, towards the end of May last year, we got the first crop circle of the season, and it was literally on the edge of town there, just as we were toying, trying to set up this stream, and we got one. And it was this, it did the rounds actually on the news, which, you know, they don't tend to make the news unless they're really big these days, but this was sort of a beautiful Celtic knot design, and it didn't, well, it helped a lot that it was in this this beautiful part of the scenery with the hills around it, absolutely stunning there. But the farmer, well, he was letting people come and have a look and walk through it all there, so we did go and investigate it. I have a feeling that that particular one was probably more in the human realm there. Just the design didn't strike me as something that that an alien would necessarily will be talking about. But yeah, I'm sure there are some interesting ones. Oh, New York State as well. Again, that is so much variety. That's what I do love about the US there, is that, you know, each state is the size of our damn country, and there are so many different environments, different weathers, different everything out there. It's a phenomenal place there. New York State does look incredibly beautiful from the pictures I've seen there. And is Kecksburg New York State? Am I thinking right? Or is that Pennsylvania? And I think it's Pennsylvania, which is quite close to you guys, isn't it? There, because that was another really interesting crash. Lots of witnesses to that one there. And if you hadn't have knocked the brightness then, that would have made a really pretty time-lapse clip. I can't be perfect there, and the hills are alive, the skies are alive. Yeah, with all the wonderful activity there. And so it's funny. I can see. I don't mind a bit of skepticism there, a little after. But see, you're talking about these objects being reflective. It's not all solar panels. That is the thing. Now, solar panels are highly reflective, so they are going to be the brightest part there. But with the amount of light that we're seeing here, these are just objects in general there. So it is not just the solar panels that are catching the light to reflect it there, but it is just the sheer mass and the light sensitivity reflecting that light back. But it doesn't have to be, this is the thing, it's just reflecting off of objects that are up there. So, and I think quite rightly, there are going to be more satellites. We're going to see more satellite activity than we are going to be seeing UFO. I'd be really worried if there was, you know, 15, 16,000 potential UFOs in the night sky at any one point there. But it is not just them by far, because again, you see every now and again, you see that strange behavior. You see them do something that satellites just can't do. And also to that as well, it isn't just for a few hours. You get the bulk of it. You get this intensive part for the first few hours, and then it starts to wane down as, you know, as the Earth shadow comes in there, and those things get in low Earth orbit there. They have to be higher and higher up to catch it there. So, you know, the further it goes round, the higher up you've got to be to catch the light. But we've done this in the depths of winter, in the wee hours of the morning, and it's much rarer, but you still see the occasional one there. And then you see some strange behaviour, you see some strange movement, you see some strange colours. And that is what we are looking out for tonight there. Definitely need to get yourself a fan. I need aircon. That is on the list. And every year I put off building it there. I put off building it, buying it, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of money. But I always then regret it swiftly there. And I'll come down and build you a summer house if you want. That would be cool. I think my neighbours would be upset about the noise, though, as well there. Excellent, and thank you, Rob, for all of the questions. Now, I love it there. And as of May the 4th, there, move with you, I like that. In 2025, their satellite tracking website orbiting now lists as 12,149. So, when we first started on, which was about that sort of time, it was 14,000 man-made satellites, and then SpaceX kind of bumped it up. So I think it's about 15, 16,000 now. Not everything is tracked. They try and keep the secret one secret, do they? So they're not necessarily official, but there are a lot of man-made objects up there. It's not just, you know, our communication satellites, our spy satellites and all that sort of thing. There is space junk as well, and it's all falling to Earth in a big circle there, and that is how we can sometimes tell it apart there. Carl, thank you for the gifts. All goes back into the stream, and the likes, guys, and the shares. It is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And again, the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who's going to come in, what they're going to share, you know, and counterpoints as well. You know, this is the thing. We want a mix of opinions in here so we can see what we're doing and where we're going wrong as well there. You need a ship following, but there's thousands of satellites. No, there are thousands of satellites. That is not wrong. That is not wrong. But this is the thing. Like, this is where we can tell the bias is coming in, because we've said now a couple of times that we're looking for the anomalous behavior. We're looking for things the satellites just can't do. And there isn't an argument there that if you see a satellite zigzagging across the screen, it can't be a satellite. They haven't got the propulsion systems to do that. And that is the sort of behavior that we are looking out for, and the sort of thing that we have seen. It's very rare, but we have seen it before there. So you're right in the sense that there are thousands. It does make it harder. And as the summer goes on, it's only going to get harder. As more light is there, more objects are going to be reflected. But there are still anomalies there. Now, this one, perfect case here, is following a consistent speed, and it's maintaining its consistent straight trajectory like most there. So until it does anything else, then yes, it's probably just a man-made satellite. But also, the straightest path from, you know, A to B, the most efficient path there, is going to be a straight line. So what we're really asking for is ET to realise he's left the gas on over the camera and do a handbrake turn. So that's going to be rarer there. But until we get that, we cannot say for sure. But there are every now and again those anomalies, and that is what we are looking out for tonight. I mean, and also, it's just nice looking at the night sky there. Sometimes we see shooting stars, we see a Starlink train go over. It's all pretty cool there as well. And couldn't find my reading glasses for 5 minutes there. The amount of times I've done that one, Oreo, I've been on the phone and gone, hold on a second, I can't find my phone. It's down there. And are the trees on the D side? No, they shouldn't be at the minute there, but we are messing with the settings. I'm going to have to come out of this because this isn't working. This isn't even as good as it normally is, I don't think. There, let me just crack. Oh, God, ignore that one. This is really, something's playing up with the camera. Right, stand by. This isn't working, and I need to load up the other system there. So as you can see, my desktop. Right, let's go back to this system here. So again, it's a little bit more washed out, this one, sadly. So we're not seeing as much there, but there is less noise. So hopefully that'll be a bit better. We can always go back to the other one if we need to there. And Midlands Bike Bandit, thank you for the follow there. Molly, thank you for the follow as well. There's somebody else I think popped up and I'd missed it as well there. And Eyes, thank you for the follow. Good to have you guys in. Where are you joining us from tonight? Might take me a second to get around excuse me, it might take me a second to get around to your messages there, but we do like to read them all for the second there. And Stray, the only thing I hear that happened around this way is the Penrich, and I've totally pronounced that wrong, and I know I have, but I have that's my pronunciation. It's in my head now, incident. So that one was a very, very interesting incident. There are a couple in Wales as well that really are interesting, but there are quite a few, again, interesting potential UFO crash cases, and it's getting to the number now that you're thinking the extraterrestrial visitors there coming from a distant land is starting to not fully explain it there. There's a little bit too many crashes which are plausible there. I think there's even been a car in space there. Old Musk has sent one of his cars up there, and it's off on an orbit, isn't it, around Earth and Mars somewhere. About 1 million years it's going to re-enter one of those, they think. But it's pretty cool to think there. Molly, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining from? Oh no, I've done that one there. And we like satellite viewing. It's cool as well there. And did you look into the square clouds? I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it. The only thing I think was one of the suggestions that I saw your one, but I haven't been out to find any more information on it. The only thing I can think of, is that cloaking there. Maybe there being a affected by some sort of technological interference there. And Mclusa, is that? Thank you for the follow there, Mclusa, is it? There, and we like the zoomy satellites, exactly. You don't need the aliens always. Sometimes night sky technology is just cool to view. And if you are joining us, so we're doing a live UFO, UAP, a Skywatch night, coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge there. Lots of things in these skies there. And Alan is being difficult. When isn't he there? And Nathan there. What's cooking? Hopefully an interesting night of awesome sky watching there. My efforts to fix the camera haven't worked though, so we're still at kind of mid-range clarity. It does get a lot better than this, guys. It does get a lot better, but the camera is having a sulk. How are you doing there? Mixed opinions there. To throttle or not to throttle Alan. He's been a nightmare to throttle there. Thank you for the hydration reminder. And Rob there. We love the high-speed 90-degree turns. That is it. That is the gold standard, because even the technology that we have, like even iterations of the technology, you know, take something like the space shuttle, modern fighter jets cannot do a 90-degree turn. So we're just well without explanation. You're seeing that movement behavior. Now, obviously, that is the rarest, because not only has a UFO got to be going over, they've got to decide to change their course and speed over the camera there. And how are you doing, Victor there? Oh, Northern Italy. Again, I think in Northern Italy, I'm thinking of the, oh God, what was the name of it? The Magenta crash from you guys there. Any good sightings that we haven't maybe heard about there? And JC, how are you doing there? Nathan's in, Rob's in there. Right, back over to the TikTok. Let's see what you guys are up to. Ben and Marcus and Carl there. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. One goes back into the stream there. You've done well with your phone. It's a neurospicy thing, isn't it, Rio? We're all the same. That's why we hang out there. And Mark from Gateshead. Normally I ask you where you're from, but you've answered us that one. Gateshead. That's ringing a bell for a UFO sighting, Gateshead. Anything you can think of, have you seen anything strange yourself? Would love to hear about that one. What do you do to it? Because it was a really good quality before. So it was better because it was letting in more light. And now it's now not as bright. It's a trade-off. It's fainter, but it'll be more stable. We can actually see more of the sky, like the edges aren't blocked. I might go out and crank the brightness up again in a second. Or Leanne, if by chance you are listening, if you could go outside and turn the little wheel 2 notches clockwise. Oh, those two nearly just met each other in the middle there. And Buddy Island, I love that. Again, Island has a strong relationship with the highly strange, the phenomena there. Not only is it beautiful, but the skies are very active. Have you ever seen anything yourself there? And up is in TikTok's no notifications. Yeah, it doesn't like us. We're in the bad books there, aren't we? And Adele there. I lost connection. Have I missed anything? No, not just yet. Just me complaining about the camera playing up there. And Galaxy Watcher is in as well. Mark, again, thank you for the follow. How are you doing, Galaxy, there? And the screen looks brighter on the tubes than it does here. That's a good question. That was a good point. It is a bit. I wonder what that's about. Too many things now to keep track of. I'm going to have to play around, I think, with the settings a little bit more. Then, oh, we achieved a live goal. Thank you, guys. And Kimberly, where are you joining us from there? Flash in B3, Rio. Right, let's see if we can spot that flash. Right, B3 is this one, this square here. So we're looking to see if that flash happens again. You know, a flash from the same point over a long period of time is very anomalous there. It could be very interesting. And Galaxies, can you see the star cluster in C2? Yeah, we can. Oh, I just saw that flash. Hello. Right, sorry guys, zooming in on this one. Right, if that comes from around where that cursor is again, very anomalous there. Everything should be moving up there, should be in motion. Nothing really should be sitting still. I know the stars look like they are, but they're quite far away, but they are moving. If you sped up this stream, you'd see them slowly move across the screen there. So either that thing is so far away, like the stars, at which point, how are we seeing it flash? How is that light reaching us here? It would always be on if it's a star. Or it's closer by there and it's somehow stationary. That requires a lot of energy. We only can do that with the geostationary satellite orbits there, and they're more down by the equator, not where we're looking now. Very anomalous. Hello. Right, I'm going to put the cursor on where it was. Let's see if that one is moving then. That's quite a quick rotation. Could be our first anomaly.
Anomalous object confirmed.
Of the night there. We'll have a zoom in on that cluster Galaxy in a minute there. And it's a sinking Sunday night feeling, I know. Well, luckily, I've been working. Oh, no, it's about there. I've been working all weekend, so it's the same for me. And Beerbuster, I was walking the dog last night, and I saw a really bright flash. Now, very interesting. Did it repeat? Because sometimes satellites can flash. As they're moving on their arc, they can just sometimes catch their solar panels on the sun's light, and it's just for a second as it kind of arcs through. So it's in the same sort of place, isn't it? And they can do this really, really bright flash. sometimes, but not necessarily that. Hell no, it might be a warp drive firing up there. And it's flashed again there, and again, Marcus, yeah, good spot in there. So this is it, very anomalous. What it is very hard to. Scorpio there, and Marina, good to have you guys in. Thank you for the follow there. 2 flashes in one go. Did you see? It was like a dimmer though. So this, let's see if that changes. That is also can be part of something that is interesting there. And James is in as well over on the tubes there. I'm going to go and film some sky later. Well, Nathan, you got to let us know what you spot in the night sky there. We want to hear about that one there. And hello from Gateshead there, Jonathan. Was you just over on our TikTok as well? And thank you, that's very kind of you to say, because we just had somebody else join us from Gateshead. Is it Mark? No, it's Mark from Gateshead, wasn't it, who just joined us? Hey, what is it, Gateshead? You must, guys, you're hanging around there, you're interested in the UFOs there. Oh, D1 there, is that PC? Good, so we'll see if we can spot it in there. Oh, there's a little bit of movement there. Right, where is this flashing? Has it come back since? I don't think I can see it come back. There. If you are just joining us tonight, guys, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. There are lots of weird things in the skies here over the years, and well, this is what we're doing. We're looking out for them. We tend to see a few interesting things each and every night. So do join us tonight there. Help us spot. We've got the grid for the good stuff. And we're just zoomed in right now on what was some stationary flashing. It seems to have gone away now. Okay, but that was interesting. It was in roughly the same place. Satellites are moving. You'll see them tonight. They're moving across the sky there. So what was that was roughly in the same place there? Rotating. That's how the flashing is happening there. Oh, is it moved to A2, has it? Oh, and A2 now. Okay, right. So A2 is this one here. See if we can catch that again. So it has moved, but it is moving very, very slowly. You'll see most of the satellites, and there are different speeds, but to be very slow. Look, there's one going across the screen right there. Quite a faint one. Interesting. Let's zoom back out, see if we can catch it on the bigger one, because it might be moving a bit faster than we thought there. So that's this sort of territory there. Oh, we've got some movement over there. Right, where are we? We're also seeing... you can see it as well, Mayor. Excellent there. And Nathan there. Are you zooming via the camera or from the feed? So it's the digital zoom there. This is basically just zooming in on the screen. Sadly, the way lenses work on the cameras is that, you can have a good zoom, or you can let in a lot of light. But the more you zoom, the less light it lets in, and therefore the less stuff we're going to see in the night sky. So we've had to sit for a fixed focal length lens, and we have to do a bit of a manual zoom, sadly, on that one. But lots of activity tonight, so keep your eyes on that movement as well. We need to see it do something strange. We need to see it stop dead, change its course, its speed, its trajectory there, something like that will tell us it is doing. It's a little bit strange there, that it is doing something a satellite just cannot do there. So let's quickly check back. Where were we on the old TikToks tonight there? I need to... I'll have a look and see if we can zoom in on it again there, where it was before. 30k already, and no ISS or Starlink tonight. Well, you never know, we might see something, might we? I don't think those, though, if they're in the schedule for tonight. Does it know we're watching? There is a lot of reports there, TikTok Round Radar. There is a lot of reports that this phenomena that we are looking to observe tonight, and have observed in the past, does interact with us. It is aware. So many people will say that as soon as they get their camera out, it buggers off, or it appears to follow them. It kind of knows there's a sense going on. It is a bit two-way, apparently, so you never know. You never know that. And Johnny there, UFOs would have to travel speeds exceeding the speed of light to reach us there, and nothing could do that. Well, Johnny, you are 100% right there. As far as we know, by physics, you cannot break the rule there, the speed limit of the universe, which is the speed of light there. So, and for a bit of a reference there, is it about 8 minutes or is it 6 minutes and 6.5 minutes there? The speed of light, it takes light from the sun about 6.5 minutes to reach us here on Earth there. So if the sun disappeared now, we wouldn't know for, was it 6 or 8 minutes, whatever it is there, because actually of those distances, that is quite slow. And it's a very good point there. If these are extraterrestrial visitors coming from these distant stars, and they are restricted to the speed of light, even at the speed of light, it's going to take a hell of a long time to traverse these vast distances. But there are a couple of workarounds of this. So you can actually build a real-life warp drive. It doesn't break physics, and the reason we haven't done this, proper scientists have looked into this. I think it's Mikhail Alcubierre in the 90s, basically said this is how you could build a warp drive. Doesn't break physics as we understand it there, but it does require a hell of a lot of energy that we don't have as a species yet. And as we have been looking and reviewing, some recent scientists took that warp drive and said, right, what does that actually look like? This is just the map. So what does that look like if it is being used? What would be the hallmarks of that? So they did some more maths and some clever drawings and basically said, look, there's going to be a few things here. Coloration, gravitational lensing, where the light is being bent in this warp bubble around. And they plotted what they'd expect to see over some of the classic and modern day UFO videos and images. And a good lot of them appear to be showing exactly the same sort of light and visual distortions and misting and things that you would expect to see if this warp drive technology was being used. So they may be using something like that, because technically you're not going faster than the speed of light. The universe is moving towards you. So it's a bit of a workaround that, that could be a way that they are doing that. But also, and this is how I didn't know until I started to really get into the phenomena of the last few years, that it isn't just extraterrestrials as the potential candidates for what we are viewing or looking to view here tonight, but also you've got time at a distance here. If you're building a spacecraft that's going to travel these distances, you're technically building a time machine if they're going certain speeds. But, there's the extratemporal model. Are they us from the future? There is a very strong argument to be made that the greys that everybody sees, the traditional small grey aliens, evolutionarily speaking, they fit us. They fit.
Zoom mode activated.
Could be us from the future there, but also extratemporal. No, that was the time one. Extra dimensional. There are so many variations. The amount that we do know about the universe, how it works, is actually quite small. There are lots of rooms for adjacent technologies here. But yeah, these are the interesting points. And Kevin there, they actually encluster the Earth there. Interesting. We do hear, don't we, theories about, this being a bit of a prison planet or a zoo planet. I don't know where I lean myself there, but hey, you never know. I mean, if we came across a lesser civilization and we were able to travel the stars, we would, kind of treat it like a bit of a nature reserve, wouldn't we, like that? A bit like zookeepers. Look at some of the colours of the stars tonight out there as well there. And up there, the Stellarium app now appears to have satellites on there. Now, it does. It's just a nightmare to correlate, but there are a lot of satellites that you can track there. And Kevin, thank you for the follow there. Good to have you in. Carcoach C2 and the same speed there. Where is Musk's car? Thomas, good one. You know what? I don't know. It's somewhere on an orbit, isn't it? Around Earth to Mars. Somewhere around that. I don't know specifically where it is at the minute, though. There. And where are we? And so Harco's coming with the answers there, and that's what I love about this community. Somebody will know the specific answers. Let's have a quick look over back onto the tubes quickly there. It's fascinating. I think it is as well there. And Greg, I love these flashes. I see them often there. Anyone know what they are? So there is a phenomenon called iridium flares, and there's an early type of satellite that was more of a pyramid shape, and each side had a solar panel. Modern ones are designed to not rotate and fly around. They're moving, but they're not rotating within themselves. They have sensors that are designed to point in one direction, do their job, solar panels to point towards the sun. So if they're rotating, and therefore they'll be flashing as the different reflectivities and different sizes of the sides catch the sunlight. That's why they look like they flash to us. But these ones were designed to kind of just fuck around, basically, up there, like Doctor Who's TARDIS going around. Very early communication satellites there, and because they were very highly reflective and moving around, they get these big flashes that you could see with the naked eye there. But it's still true of a lot of our satellites. If they just catch the sun on their arc with their solar panels, you get that flash that you can see with your naked eye. But it's not necessarily just that. There is still a lot of anomalous flashing. It's just very hard to tell a lot of the times there. And no doubt they are aware. This consciousness connection really does play such a big part in the phenomena these days there. And I've been kind of dragged into it there. I was very nuts and bolts about the phenomena for a while. But it does, the more, we hear about it, the more it does make sense in a lot of ways there. And Nathan there, one more question. How are you able to move the camera mount? Have you got a remote mount? I do. It's a good question. And hey, don't restrict yourself. I love the questions. It takes me a minute sometimes to get to them. But I do want to hear all of your questions there. There are no silly questions, because if you've got it, I haven't said it enough, and somebody else in the chat is going to be curious too, so just ask away. But yeah, we've got a little cheap pan and tilt motor with the camera, which I'll see if I can move it a slight bit for a second. Let's get Jupiter back in shot. Sorry if anybody was tracking a particular thing. There you go, it's working. That one there is Jupiter, but that is basically just a cheap motor, and I really wish I had a better one, because when we put that moon lens on the camera, it doesn't like it there. But that's how we do it from in here. And I can't tell you what, when we had the stream and I had to keep running up and downstairs to reposition the camera, bloody nightmare there. Right, where are we? Back on the TikTok chat there tonight. Adam, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Archie, what about the speed of love? Exactly. No, it's all about the speed of love, the speed of light, but never the speed of love there. And I have a flashlight, and I do it up in the sky, and sometimes I get something back. So again, there is this two-way, this communication. Lots of people talk about various ways that you can potentially summon and interact with the phenomena, and it's really weird because when it's one of those things that people, you just got to try it yourself. I know it sounds crazy, and there's some people that I really do respect, and I wouldn't have thought they'd be into that side of things, much more cause and effect, physical, much more general relativity, that sort of people, and they go, no, honestly, I don't know what's going on, but it seems to work there. And it can be just about opening yourself up and conscious connection there. A bit of meditation summons them in, but yeah, shining lasers at them. Now, I don't recommend you necessarily do that in case it is a plane, but apparently they will flash back lights and things too. Sounds are another interesting one as well, and could be dimensional theory straight 100%. So dimensions are a whole brilliant other angle to all of this as well. Hollywood kind of gives us a bit of a pop culture not correct understanding of dimensions, but even if you go by string theory, which I do think is wrong, but it is one of the main sort of scientific, things at the minute they're looking into. They think there are 11 dimensions, or around that sort of figure. There are 11 dimensions. Now, we as humans, we operate in 4 dimensions. So it's the 3 spatial dimensions, which is, forwards and backwards, left and right, up and down, and then the one temporal, one time dimension, which is forward in time. But they think there are up to 11 dimensions there. And look, it makes sense, wouldn't it, that maybe back in time is a dimension, up in time, what would even that be? But yeah, so we don't perceive things that in the dimensions that we aren't equipped to perceive them in there. So maybe what we're seeing is part of something which is more in other dimensions there. Get your head around it there. And negative mass has to exist at the very least there. Well, it's a possibility. So they're looking into, isn't it? Negative mass, because you get negative mass, and then that is one of the ways that this propulsion could work there as well. And is that Valentina? Thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight? And if you are just joining us, guys, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of strange and anomalous things in the night sky here. Long history of the weird and wonderful. So pay attention. We've got the grid down, and when I'm caught up with the chat, I'll be able to zoom in a bit more on time there. But we are going to zoom in on the good stuff. Keep your eyes peeled there. And what's that to do? All the 10:25 p.m. there on the 19th. Starlink, 5 minutes. If you look north to northeast, so where are we, north to northeast? I think that's going to be over the town. I don't know if we can be able to get the camera over there. But wormholes would mean no need for travelling faster than the speed of light. So wormholes are another option. Again, it's something that is theorised to exist. It doesn't break physics as we understand it. It is definitely a possibility. We don't even check. We do know sort of the signature that a wormhole would give off there in radio waves, because most things do that. But we don't have the sensor equipment out there to listen for it. So if people go, well, we've never seen a wormhole, because we're not looking. We really don't. Same with the warp drives. We know the exact signatures to look out for to see if they're being used in abundance out there. We don't look. We don't test for those things there. And Scozy, what if the speed of light isn't 8 restriction? And maybe there's a speed limit. Well, this is correct. So, that is based on our current understanding of physics. And it is unlikely that we are going to get our on paper understanding as humans with our limited sense of our limited understanding. Look, we're ever improving, but it's going to be, how unlikely is it that any iteration of our big book of this is how the universe works is going to be 100% correct? Now, it can be functionally correct, which means it can work for the things that we can do right now. We won't notice any problems. And we had this, didn't we, with Newtonian physics there, Newton with his apple, dropping it there. That basically predicted what we could see of how the planets were moving and how we could observe them from Earth at the time. But as soon as we got better quality telescopes, we started to go, wait a minute, they're actually a little bit off. And it caused a big problem because it suddenly was no longer functional, because we could see to more detail and see that it didn't explain things correctly. And then we got general relativity to answer it all with science. So what's going to be the next step in human intervention? And Kevin is in as well there. We need to take over for resources. It could be. And there's flashing light. That's the flashing, and it's the car's headlights. It's the alarm going off, Carl, on the Tesla up there. And Archie there. Are you referring to his vehicle known as the Carthede? What's that one? I know it was his Roadster. Has it got a nickname there? Oh, and Kevin, I saw a massive UFO in Scotland years ago. Tell us more. What type was it? Was it a strange light in the sky? Or was there a physical shape to the craft there? Because I'm very jealous. I want to see that physical shape there. And is that Ushka, is that? Thank you for the follow. Good to have you in, and correct me if I got your name very wrong there. And Skyline there, I saw a UFO going past my house, insane speed during daytime, like a shooting star. Now that is interesting, a daytime sighting as well. Normally you need the contrast of night, don't you? But that is very, very interesting to be seen. That again, was there any shape to that? Was there any coloration there? Kevin, aliens will reveal themselves to us there, and the government will or not. Well, I think the phenomena will. You know, and it might be not sort of a conscious choice from aliens there, but their activity might increase so much, and our technology, and like what we're doing tonight, where we are so ever more connected there as technology increases there, that they might just be going about their normal business as they have done for thousands of years, but we're able to record it and to share it and to have that bubble up and be disseminated throughout the community there. But maybe they'll be actively doing it. Maybe they've got an agenda there they want us to know. Blue Nose coming in with the stickers there, and Archie, the idea of summoning them with psionics there, I think it's called, that is it. Yeah, it is mind-boggling, no pun intended. It took me so long to get around to that idea, because I came from like Roswell, Little Green Men in spaceships, that sort of classic stuff, and as a person I'm not much into my meditation or my stuff like that, so I didn't have a lot of touch points to really refer back to. All of that was it's a bit airy-fairy in my head, but when you do look at it and you hear the stories and the accounts, and also the explanations of how it might be working, you're going, you know what, that even if I don't get it, that's a lacking on my part, not on what's going on. You know, it is very interesting there. It does make me a little bit unnerved though, because you think, what else does that mean is going to be true? What else is possible? There for me, there's security in physicality. I can hide behind a big wall, but hey, if consciousness is all connected, that big wall ain't going to hide me anymore. There, 40k already there, Harker. I bet your hands are sore there. The Roadster Starman is still red. No, apparently it's all going to be bleached by now, isn't it? Yeah. And A up there, yes, I use a laser pen when doing CE5. Surprisingly good results there. I hear this very, very commonly. And TH, thank you for the follow. And Urban Frequency, sorry I'm a bit like this one now. You've got to keep your eyes spotting. And I've got my eye on the screen. As soon as we see something do something anomalous, I'm going to zoom in on there. But keep up the good spotting. But yeah, I mean, where we do this live on, sometimes this is live, it's in my garden right now, and I'm seated very comfortably inside, but occasionally we take this on the road and we go up the old Iron Age hill forts that surround the town, where back in the 60s and 70s a lot of UFO researchers had phenomenal encounters there. Very eerie up there, and we see a great view. But we're also going to take the show on the road to Stonehenge. But we are literally on the edge of Salisbury Plain, which is a military training area, one of the biggest military training areas there is in the country there. And technically, actually, one of the hill forts we go up is on the training area. So, I'm always wondering, because we use infrared to illuminate us and to do this part of the stream. I can imagine the military out there training with their night vision on, going, what the fuck is that on top of that hill? A big glow and some two prats just standing in front of a camera like this. But also, like, I think if we were to use the lasers and things like that, I've just this fear in my head that I'll go, oh, what's that strange light? I'd be pointing the laser at that strange light, and it turns out it's an Apache attack helicopter, and I get blown up. So I'm not going to use the lasers just yet there. Al Blue Nose, thank you for the gift there. It's very, very kind. All the gifts us patrons do go back into the stream there. And TH there, the problem is drones are responsible for so many UFO sightings now. And what do you think? I think you're very, very right there. I mean, just like we've now got, as we're doing this, we're seeing all this movement, but we've got to filter out the satellites. We've now got so many more satellites. That becomes a problem. Drones. So for doing this, how zoomed in we are, drones aren't too much of a problem. We can identify them here. But as people out on the street, drones there. But the classic stuff, honestly, I got caught out when we did our last live, again, on that training area. The military, from a helicopter, they were dropping flares. And I've seen flares during the day, and I've seen flares at night. But I saw these flares and went, oh, wait a minute, no, they're strange. And it caught me for a second. It was only when we saw the helicopter flying dropping them, I went, oh, it definitely is flares. So there's some of those older explanations there that actually, they are sometimes quite difficult to differentiate there. Ooh, where are we in the tube chat there? It's a good question that many people have reported the same thing. There's lots of people are having very, very similar accounts there. And How you doing, Raf? Good to see you in there. Pretties are amazing. I bet the alien collects pictures. Oh, I reckon so. And where are we? There, PSE are there. There are growing suggestions that they are from Earth and maybe underwater. So there is a lot of activity, a lot of evidence. There is something going on. Now, is it ET coming in and landing in the water? Because A, it's away from us, but B, if you think about it, liquid water, out of all the different variations of environments, the pressures, acidities, radiation levels, corrosion, all that sort of stuff, you're traveling through the universe and all of the different variables there, liquid water is actually pretty consistent. Temperature as well is one of them. So it might just be a good base for them. But are they from Earth? Could it be an earlier civilization? Well, if there was an earlier civilization that got very advanced, maybe left and has now come back, or maybe they hid in the sea, we wouldn't know. I mean, there are so many potential explanations. There's a good one there. Oh, good, Reg, good spotting there. I'm a bit far behind, but keep up the good work. So we're looking not just for the movement. So you've got to keep your eye on it when you spot that movement. And in fact, here's one now as a good example. We're looking for...
Zoom mode activated.
We're looking for, when it comes to come on the screen, there it is for everybody, so example like this. Now, for us to tell this apart from the many satellites that are flying around up there in the night sky, I think it's about 15,000 of them now, we need to see it do something strange. So it looks pretty cool, and you've got to keep your eye on it there. So follow it as I zoom out across the screen there. Satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle. They follow a straight path at a consistent speed. Any changes they make, we can't really see from down here. So if that thing stops dead, shoots off at speed, changes its course, its trajectory, anything like that, we go, wow, that is anomalous. We can zoom in on the good ones are there. Sometimes coloration can be interesting, and flashing as well. But there's lots of man-made objects up there that we need to try and filter out. Now, it might not definitely be a satellite, even if it does maintain the straight speed, because anything up there is going to be reflecting that sun's light back to us down here on Earth, because the sun's not fully gone around. So keep your eyes peeled. That's very good spot in there, Reg. And Nelly, lots of movement. It is actually, I think it's a bit quieter than it was last night, but there's still so much movement up there in the night sky. And as the summer rolls on, those seasons, nights get a bit later, we're going to see more and more in the night sky there. So do keep your eyes peeled and make sure that you are following or subscribed wherever you are there. Then that way, you'll get those notifications, hopefully, when we go live. And it is pretty much every night. So tonight we're doing the live UFO, UAP, Skywatch there. If it's a cloudy night, as often happens here in the UK, we do an alien radio signal hunt there. We search the stars on a frequency called the hydrogen line, hopefully hearing anomalous messages that occasionally are detected there coming from a deep space. And if the moon is up and I can be bothered, we do a moon watch, and that's what that looks like. And I'm telling you now, the moon is weird there. So where are we in the chat there? And as Raf says, yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. But we appreciate that, guys. It's the sharing as well, the likes, the tapping away, all of that stuff does help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. Look, we've got another one. Oh, got another few coming in. We've got 3 on screen, but I'm going to go for this one because it's brightest.
Zoom mode activated.
Look at this one. So, there's another one down here if you can see that on the screen. But again, we need to see it do something strange. We need to see it shoot off at speed, change its course, change its trajectory there for us to say for sure that it is definitely something anomalous. That's the only hard way that we can say for sure that what we're looking at isn't a man-made satellite or a bit of space junk up there as well there. And Rand Paul, how are you doing there? 28 life and smash subscriber there. Universe Aggro has dropped me here. Well, we are glad, Rando, to have you in tonight there. Where are you joining us from? Thank you for joining us there. Loving it. Rob as well, and Raf there. This is awesome. Blow my mind there. Well, thank you, Rando. Do appreciate that, but I can't take credit. It's nature that puts on the show that we're watching tonight. It's you guys coming in with the great questions that keeps the conversation going and helps us all understand a little bit more about the universe and what is going on and our place within it there. And so I do appreciate all of that one there. So yeah, let me catch up in the TikTok chat. I'm a bit far behind because I'm juggling multiple platforms at once there. And Blue Nose and Brad, thank you. Oh, and Gribbage as well there. Thank you for the gifts there. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Brad.
Nom nom nom. Thanks.
Thank you for feeding our little alien mascot, Alan there. Where are we? I just caught that scrolling up there, Archie. That is hilarious. A car tide probably works better in English. That's a South African Elon Musk joke there. That was very good. 10 points Gryffindor for that. Very quick. There, TH there, thank you for the follow there. And the problem is, I know I've done that one, but it's a good question there. And you never seem to be back to the Kerbal craft. So sadly not at the minute. Where the skies are clear, then we have to do the Skywatch. That is the main thing that the stream is about. So occasionally, guys, when we've done the Skywatching, or when we can't Skywatch because of the weather and we're doing an alien radio signal hunt, if we've had like a week or a good few days where we've done a few of those radio signals, I get a bit bored of doing that so often. So occasionally we'll dip into a game that is alien or space or spooky themed. So we've been playing Kerbal a bit for that. But we've had such good weather lately, we haven't had a chance to dip back into it. But I'm sure we'll get a run of rain soon there, Oscar. I mean, this week is actually looking pretty good there. And it's so clear, Steve. We are so lucky, especially with that little light pollution that we have here in the country. Good to see you in there. Not all are there, 100% there. And Urban Frequency, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. And good reminder there, Agent X, we also have a really cool Discord community there. So there's lots of just general UFO, UAP news, but there is my favourite bit, which is the personal experiences section, where a lot of you guys are sharing your first-hand accounts with the phenomena, their images, videos too. So feel free to join that. It's open, it's free, and feel free to join that, add yours, or just read through them there. But we do a monthly movie club. You'll see the pop up in a minute about that one. Let's look at this one. This one was orange, but it seems to have sorted its colour out now. Interesting. But yeah, feel free to join that one. You can watch along with us at the end of the month. I'm going to be watching Paul this month there. And I'll have a nice night straight. Thank you so much for joining us there. I do love seeing you in. So hopefully we'll catch you later on in the week there. And is this a contradiction? Is this in contradiction to what I said, or an agreement there? What did you say first, Archie? Let's have a scroll up. What did you? God, I've got to scroll up. I don't think. Oh, the idea of summoning them with the Sarnix, it's good, is mind-boggling. I can't see anything that could be contradicting it. But if it's related to that one, yeah, I think it's. I think there's something to it. I'm a bit resistant with it, but I actually think there is. I think the evidence is that there's something going on now. At Cope Down, they've been there a few times to train. Oh, really? Cope Down is a phenomenal village, we'll say there. I haven't actually been to that one. Been to a couple of the others, amphibian villages there, but I haven't actually been to Cope Down. You saw a UFO earlier. What? Tell us a bit more there. What colour was it there? Was there any shape to the craft? Was it classic saucer? One of the tic-tac shaped ones? Let us know there. God, look, there's a cluster of 3 going together at the minute there. And Naomi are there, and it's so annoying how it can always be explained there, and I want it to be freaking alien. I get that. I totally get that with the thing as well there. Like, honestly, there's been a couple of times where things have come across the screen, and like, I'll tell you now, it's the ISS. It keeps catching me out, and if you hang around with us, you will see my reaction to when the International Space Station flies over there, because it is so big, so bright and fast. It just catches me out every damn time. And then somebody rightfully goes, it's the International Space. Damn. But when you do think you've seen something, and then you get the explanation, it does break the heart a little bit. But there is still plenty of anomalies up there. We tend to see something in the stream with the Skywatch is something anomalous each stream. Now, saying what that anomaly is, that taking to that next step is very, very difficult there. So, can we say for sure that they are little green men flying around waving as they go by? We can't say that for sure, but what we can say is when they display a certain behaviour is that they're not satellites and they're not shooting stars. So then I don't know what else we are left with. And Wanderer there, you spotted 4 movements. Keep your eyes. I think our record last night was 9. So keep your eyes peeled there. It's getting busier as well there. Representative Andy Ogles, in the US says he has seen things so classified, and just knowing you makes you a target there, which I can believe. I just think there are so many of these things now going on that, like, what would be the normal explanation for like the missing scientists and stuff like that? Like, what else could they be working on that would have them done all that sort of stuff there? How you doing, Brad, as well? Just getting to your messages now there. And Starlink 1547 incoming there. Oh, is that one of the ones that are coming across there? The majority of them are going to be Starlink there. And what's the purple one? Good question. That one is Jupiter. That is a star within our solar system there. Beautiful. It's so close, so bright. We are going to have a star called Vega come into range for us in about a month or two's time there, and that will be our little stream companion. Absolutely beautiful, and it is the biggest, brightest, purplest thing you've ever seen.
Zoom mode activated.
Everybody always asks for it. Here we go, we've got one here. Again, it's consistent at the minute, so keep your eyes on it there as we zoom out there. And yes, that is Jupiter just over there. Well, actually, is that off screen for you TikTokers? I'll have to move the camera again for you there. Let's have a look there. Where are we? Over. on the chat. My God, sorry guys, I missed a few of YouTubers. Let's have a look there. Education, please. And I keep seeing in D1, is this when peeps spot something on the grid? So yeah, I think that's basically people basically telling me, look, there's action there, keep an eye peeled for that one there. It's a bit faint on the tubes as well, because we've got some issues tonight with the camera's brightness there. It's a bit thick there, watching from the West Midlands near Dubby. Not thick at all. In fact, I find the people that ask the most questions are the smartest ones there, because they ask the most and they get the answers. So don't do yourself short there and keep asking away. Never feel bad about asking any questions. Might take me a minute to get to them, but the questions are important, because as I say, if you've got that question, somebody else in the stream is thinking exactly the same thing, but they don't want to ask it there. So you're doing everybody a favour. And Reg as well, the first time here. So things in straight lines are satellites there, and dodging ones are the unusual one. So that's a good rule of thumb. So anything up there, anything flying around up there in the top atmosphere there, low Earth orbit, basically is going to reflect that sun's light back to us until the sun fully goes round for us. It's gone round for us here on the surface, but if you think you're further off the surface, you've still got a direct line of sight to the sun until it goes fully round. And what we're seeing is everything flying around up there is able to reflect that light back and then down to us there. Now, a lot of those things are going to be satellites, and they're going to be moving in those straight lines. But if ET is flying around up there in his spaceship, the straightest or the most efficient path between 2 points is going to be a straight line. So most of the time, it's going to look exactly like a satellite to us. It's just that we can't say for sure until it does that strange maneuver there, because anything that satellites said, they're following straight past. They're falling to Earth in a big circle basically, and they can't deviate really from that we can see. So if we see the zigzagging movement there, we see it stop or even slow down and then speed up, that is something satellites can't do. So we know immediately then that we're looking at something and we don't have a mainstream explanation for. It's a brilliant question there, and welcome aboard, Reg. And Rando there what are the moving things? So this is it. It's a good question. Lots of them are going to be satellites, because that's just the most common thing that we have up there now. And well said there, Raf. Well said. And as Raf says as well there, if you've had any UFO UAP experiences, do share away there. We'd love to hear about them whilst we're waiting for the action to come off. I mean, it's a very good night for action, but yeah, we'd love to hear about them if you're willing to share there, especially on the old Discord there. The link's in the bio for that one. So the newbie to this, that's wicked. Is doing all the juggling of the two streams. I still feel much. Thank you. That's very, very kind. Honestly, have you ever seen one of those old-fashioned cinema organs where they've got like 4 layers of keyboards and the pedals? It's like that on the Patreon. It's free to access this bit, but we've done it behind the scenes, and you can see the screens and the buttons, and we're juggling it all around at once. It gets a bit hairy sometimes, so I appreciate the patience, because I do like to actually read all of your messages. My favourite bit is obviously, if you're going to see that zigzag movement, that'd be great, but when that ain't happening, I want to hear all of your stories, because that for me has been the biggest thing that has changed my understanding of the phenomena, helped me understand it more, hearing all of your personal experiences, and occasionally is the different ideas that I hadn't thought of before. And sometimes I'd actually thought the opposite, and people have challenged those ideas, and you go, you know what, actually, no, that does make sense. So I really do try to read everybody's messages there, because I think it's important. It's the melting pot of ideas. We are the stomach, the digestion of the UFO phenomena. Hopefully all learning a bit together there. And Nelly will be one good spotting, but I'm so far behind there. Looks like sperm, so it does a bit actually there. Do we live in a ball sack? Now that is, I'm sure there's a religion out there, 69. I'm sure there is. Very much my humour there. And where are we there? Jamie as well. A person is smart and people are questionable. There, Rando there saw the pass one through B1. Good spotting. I've dropped my UFO. Right, back over to the TikTok. Let's catch up on the chat there. I thought we lived in a snow globe. Well, some people do think we do something like that. Oh, and what camera, Reg, there? It's a Sony A7S there. The real trick is the lens, though. If anybody's got a spare one, this one's on the way out. Let's have a look. Where are we in the chat there? Brad is in. Starlink there from Harco. We did the purple light, didn't we? And you've got the satellite listings. Good at tracking there. Kendo is in. How are you doing, Kendo there? And Dara, thank you for the heart as well. Appreciate that. All the gifts and subs to patrons do go back into the stream there, helping us improve what we do. Let me scroll back up because I'm fighting the TikTok chat. As it's scrolling ahead on me. Well, triple head, what camera? Oh, we just did that one there. Hope you caught it. Ask again if you missed it, though. Where are we? In the chat. There we go. There's Kendo is in. Rachel is in as well. Good to see you. And I was stargazing last night in my room and saw a meteor, then a huge flash. And I mean huge. Very interesting. There. Was it the same direction? Very interesting. I like that one. Harko, good tracking of the satellites there. And did you say we have another live challenge again this week? We've got another quest this week. So that'll be an interesting one for all of the new viewers to explain what the quest is there. And just Paul this week. No. Oh, no, Paul. Paul. Yeah, that would be a very strange internet community if our movie club was of the smutty variety there. I mean, might get a few more people joining it, though. There. The Alan fan fiction comes to mind. Although it does tend to go that way in the chat, doesn't it there? Good tracking there, Harko, as well there. And where are we in the chat there? How you doing, Dara? And Mad for Art, how are you doing there? There is always a lot of sky action above my house in Peterborough there. Do you ever check here? Brilliant question there. So we're down in Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, not too far from Stonehenge. It's just down the road. So we can see the same skies, but trying to kind of align it, I can kind of go, if we both look south, being in the UK, we're going to see roughly the same sort of things there, but trying to align it exactly is quite difficult there. We do want to do a bit of a road trip though. At the minute we have got on our list, you know, places like Stonehenge there, Rendlesham Forest, where one of the crashes was, a couple of the places in Wales where there's a lot of activity as well, the Falkirk Triangle in Scotland, to name a few places. There are a few places on the list that we are, at some point we will get round and we will start doing it there. But if you are joining us just now, guys, we are doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch, and we're coming to you live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle, and I've done that bit anyway too recently. But anyway, we're looking out for the strange and anomalous in the night sky, so use the grid if it's visible enough to see. Let us know where you're spotting the action. So we're looking not just for the movement, that is interesting, so when you spot movement, follow it, and we are looking for it to do something strange. We need it to stop dead, to shoot off at speed, to change its speed generally, or to change its course, its trajectory there. Because satellites, as we'll see lots of them, are basically, they follow straight lines. So if we're seeing deviation from a straight line in consistent speed, then we've got something anomalous, and we can zoom in on that one there. UFO recently spotted over a base has been linked to one of the missing scientists. Oh, I haven't even seen that one out there. Very interesting. Thank you for putting that in the Discord. So there's lots of all the new stuff like that over there. That you guys really keep on top of that. So there's lots of information. And Maga Punk, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us? Things like that. And that's what you see a lot in flight action there. So there's a lot of activity in the skies. I did not realise how busy the skies were. Not until we got the right lens set up here to see it. So yeah, the skies are absolutely alive with the phenomenal, the weird and wonderful there. And Mega there, what do you think of the missing and dead scientists there? So these sorts of things, it's very hard to prove. It's not just a correlation, if you know what I mean there. You know, like I think we need to see the data of how many scientists generally go missing a year and all that sort of stuff there. Somebody with a bigger brain than me can kind of work out, is there an anomaly with the full picture? But I mean, the general, which kind of kicked off looking at all this, that is so suspect. So my gut is telling me there is a fire to this smoke. There is a fire to this smoke, but I don't know on the actual, and the whole of it is, you know, are we just starting to identify a pattern that could be random for the whole of it? I think at the very least there's going to be a connection between a few of them there. Now maybe it is the whole thing, so I do think it is very anomalous. That is the recent general that went missing, and now they're looking. There seem to be a lot of scientists that are working in the potential reverse engineering, the nuclear sciences that relates to the UFO UAP phenomena. So yeah, it does seem to be like there's some shenanigans there. Good spotting, Harko and Agent X there. Susie is in as well. Don't break it. I've already broken it, Rachel. I've already knocked the little antenna off the top there. Just makes you laugh. And Keith as well there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? Oh, different part of the sky, but I was white and blue. Very interesting for a meteor there. And a different part of the sky, because immediately you think, is that like the flash of just the burst as it re-enters? But if that's a different part of the sky, what are the chances that you're going to get two things going at the same time there? I need to put my hearing aids in because of Alan's colour. It's just on the brain A up there. Yeah, it's not the hearing aids there. And Jasmine as well, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in there. And why would aliens want to kill us there? No way there. I mean, I'm still open. What about the mantis though, Rachel? What about the mantis? I know some could be good, but some might be bad as well. There. Oh, and is that the aurora? Sadly not. No, that is just a stray cloud. It does look a bit cool, though, doesn't it? Right, back over to the tubers. Sorry, I've been patient there, patiently waiting for me to get back to our chat. Let's have a look. And rando there, satellite and aeroplanes. So aeroplanes are an interesting one. We saw one yesterday, but they're actually quite rarely over this part of the sky at night. But when they do, because again of that zoom of the camera lens, it is, you can see quite clearly it's an aeroplane. A lot of the time you can see the outline of the shape of it, but there's strobes and flashing. They're quite distinctive to the other things that we're seeing moving across the night sky. The real tricky ones is the satellites there to filter out. And where are we? Let's have a look there. And no worries, Randa, I do love the questions there. And oh no, I've done these ones there. I've done those ones. I've scrolled too high up. 74 watchers and only 36 likes. Shameful. We do appreciate, guys, those likes and those shares and things like that, no matter what platform you're on, because that is how we meet all of you guys there. You never know who's going to come in and what experience that they are going to share with the phenomena there. You know, are they going to have that story that's similar to yours that helps you piece that puzzle together
Zoom
there.
mode activated.
There you go, got another one here coming in. Going to go quickly behind the cloud there, but as you'll see, the cloud doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a thin one, look. Very faint there, but you still see it through the cloud. So it is a bit frustrating having cloud, but it doesn't stop us. So keep an eye on that one as we zoom in. Where are we? Oh, let's scroll up. Where are we? There. Fake space in a rapid style ain't your bag. So what's a fake space? You are more of a flat Earth. I mean, flat Earth's welcome. Flat Earth is welcome. You know, it's not an opinion I share, but hey, I'm always open to hearing about it there. And it's moving slowly as Jupiter is in B4 now, and it was in B3, so that is a good spot there. So initially, if you play back this stream at a little bit faster, you speed up the rate there. You will see all of those stars move across the night sky there because of the Earth's rotation, but they are so far away that they're not moving that fast. But it's a bit of a trick of the eye. It's kind of like if you're on a train traveling very fast or in a car, and the things closest to you, the lamp posts that are moving by, versus the hills in the distance. The hills aren't really looking like they're moving that fast, you know, but over time they do. It's that sort of thing as well there. And everything is moving, or we ain't. No, but that is true. That is exactly. Everything up there is in motion. Everything's moving. Everything is in motion. Very few things are sitting still, and then they're not sitting still if you take something else into account there. I mean, very simply, you've got the satellites and like the moon, which are orbiting the Earth, and then the Earth and all the other planets are orbiting our sun. And our sun, our whole solar system, you've seen the visualizations, the circles around itself. It's actually more of like a spiral because the whole solar system is moving there around our galaxy that is in orbit around that. So it is insane. Everything is moving and in motion there. Exactly, Rafa, exactly. The ghost of a lady as seen in Enfield Cruise Hill in the creepy woods there. We do like a little bit of the creepy, little shooting star there on the screen there. And Buddy there as well. Hi there from Paisley, Scotland. Oh, excellent. I'm new in here, and since last night, can you please tell us the various types of satellites and their purposes? And I'm very intrigued there. This is a good question because you don't just need the UFOs, the alien stuff, really. I mean, the sky is very interesting, but also
Zoom mode activated.
The technology. Seeing Starlink going over. I'm just trying to catch this one here. It's a very faint one there. Very faint one. But yeah, seeing a Starlink train go over can be very interesting in of itself there. Now, I don't really know every site, but it's every type of satellite that is up there. But generally speaking, you know, you've got your communication satellites up there now. Sometimes it's television, sometimes it's, Starlink doing the ground station internet, or, you know, the direct, you know, old satellite phones and things like that. You've got spy satellites with big cameras that are pointing down. Some of them, like this camera, in visible light. Some of them in infrared for various purposes there. And then you've got the ones that are pointing up out there. Our space telescopes like Hubble and things that are, you know, they're basically just pointing the other way, looking out to space. But there's lots and lots of objects up there. There's a nice bright one coming through the middle there. Let's keep spotting in that. But there are so many of them. up there. I think isn't it about 16,000 estimated man-made satellites in orbit at the minute, and they want to put that up to 40,000. But, you know, there is a possibility that it is not just man-made. Well, the term satellite just means something in orbit around a body. So technically, the communication satellites, they are man-made satellites. The moon is technically a satellite there. And technically also, we have, for various periods of time, other moons. Now, they're nowhere near as big. You can't see them with the naked eye, but there are large-ish rocky bodies that do hang around with us for a while every now and again. But, you know, the theory, there's a level of plausibility to the idea that a distant civilization out there may have visited us at some point in the past, put a probe in orbit there to monitor us and just to keep an eye. It's the sort of thing that we would do if we'd had the technology. And Earth has been screaming that it has had life out there to the solar system, to space, and just the solar system, to the galaxy, to the universe, for the past 2 billion years. So if any civilization has the technology that we have now, any time in the last 2 billion years, looked at Earth, they would have known that we have had life. So life, you know, we've probably been an interesting planet for a while there. And there are some anomalies in the radio world there that do point to be that there could be something up there, let alone the amount of things that are known and tracked in our in orbit of Earth there. And we don't know what they are or where they came from there. Where are we? Let me scroll through. No, that one is one show. Welcome then. How long have you been running this channel there? So, Nathan, my eyes are going. We have literally, we're coming up to the year, I think. Coming up to the year, but it wasn't always on YouTube, actually. Mostly TikTok first, actually. That is normally where our largest audience is, over on TikTok. But actually, as of last night, it has switched back over to the tubes. Excuse me. And you don't need a tinfoil hat. We don't need one. But God, they look cool there. But just common sense there. Not Intercourse Brother, here to love. Honestly, 69, like, it's good to have counter opinions. I think everybody's generally like respectful, and I can understand why some people feel very passionately about their beliefs because they've had experiences. So I totally get that. But as long as we can all, you know, be respectful, it's fine to say, look, I don't think that. And honestly, there's been times where I've been pretty convinced of things, and somebody's made a very good case, and I've had to change my mind. But that is what's good. We can all learn and we can all grow with it there. So we do appreciate it there. And where are we in the things there? And Rando there. Okay, education again there. C2, there is a cluster on the bottom, and then the kinky ziggy line right towards the top of C2 there. Let's have a quick look on that one. So C2, the clouds over at the minute. I have to come back to that one there. B2s are flashing again. Good spotting. So the flashing can be anomalous. It's not as clear cut, but it can be anomalous there as well. Thailand is great, but can't cope with the freedom. And the heat and the food is just weird. I probably couldn't get around those either there. And zoom, we'll zoom in a second on those ones. And do you think that thing went around the dark side of the moon? Oh, Artemis there. So I do. Look, I'm very open to people that criticise or have questions, we should say, about the moon landings, the original ones, and the trips that we're doing recently of Artemis there. I don't lean that way. I do think that we did go back then and we went recently. And I think there's some interesting evidence for that. But I also do think, I can understand why people have questions, because there are some questions that I can't answer about it that I would like to know the answer to there. But I just think logic for me is the first principle point here that I would go from, and why they didn't really achieve anything new with what they've just done recently, going back around the back of the moon. So why risk faking it and it all coming out in this day and age? That would be my main story point for that one there. Let's have a look. Don't worry about the spelling there, Rando. I can't spell for toffee anyway, so don't you worry there. And I appreciate the efforts there. Cool channel, thank you for that one there. And with the rest part of it there. Oh, off now. Well, Nathan, hopefully catch you later in the week. Thank you so much for joining us and your participation as well there. Guys, if you've got any questions, do ask away as well there. We all know the moon is made of cheese, but what cheese? There's the Wensleydale camp, there's the Gouda camp, and there's the Cheddar, and they always fight. It's a savage battle there. How you doing there? There. Right, back over to the TikTok. Let's see where did we get to in the chat there? We're running over many chat windows here tonight there. Where did we get to? I did that one there. The flash is up from the meteor, and the meteor was orange. Very interesting. There's Alan. Alan's out there vaping. He's got his cherry unicorn flavour there. Who turned the bat signal on? It will pass, I'm sure, shortly. But it won't. It's not thick enough to stop us from seeing the skies. Are there, and I love darts there. How are you doing? Your grandfather saw a UFO before. Very interesting. Would you like to tell us about that? That would be really cool to hear about. Did he describe it? Colours, shapes, sizes, when and where? That would be brilliant if you want to share that one there. Could two objects crash into each other? So they can TikTok there. So for example, let's just scroll in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
So like, I've got this one coming across the screen now. So if we saw another one, as we often do actually, they seem to be like come towards each other, and it looks like that they're gonna hit. But what's actually happening most of the time is actually at different altitudes, different heights basically. So for us, it looks like that they're gonna go straight into each other. But in reality, they're actually quite far apart in altitude. But saying that, there is a big fear in the satellite world and the space world of something called Kessler syndrome. And the idea of that is that where we've got more and more satellites up there, all flying around, speeding to Earth, basically in a big circle, that if one of them gets hit and gets damaged, and it blows up into 1,000 pieces, then that's 1,000 little pieces, which are then, remember, they're falling to Earth. They're like speeding bullets going around. So those 1,000 become 1,000 speeding bullets, which could hit another satellite, and then that goes into another 1,000, which could hit another one, and it becomes this snowball chain reaction, where basically everything in orbit just gets shredded because of this chain reaction of debris flying around, destroying everything. And they do worry that is the more stuff we put up there, the greater the risk that'll be, and then we wouldn't be able to put satellites in orbit for however long. Some people think it could be 10 years. Some people think it could be 100 before it kind of clears itself and all re-enters and burns up there. Definitely Alan vaping there. All flash in B3. So that was, I'm far behind, but let's see if it's still in this sort of area. This is B3. That's the cluster. And B2 is a moving flashy thing. Good spot in there, Floofy. Sadly, I was a bit too slow on that one. But moving and flashing is very, very interesting there. 50k done. You're done with the tapping there. You've got to take a break, Harko. Thank you for that. C3 moving to D3. So far behind. Sorry, guys. And what are your thoughts on the 12 scientists that have been missing or killed? Again, so, Brad, I find this very, very interesting. There's not a vast amount on it, though, at the minute, which is a bit frustrating for me. But we are seeing a little bit here and there. I don't know if the full 12 or if we are just going to be starting to join dots that might not be there. You know, what is the normal statistical amount of scientists that do go missing generally per year? Are we bundling a few other ones? But I don't know. It really feels that there is some fire to that smoke. I think there is something going on there, especially with the general, like very, 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 very suspect there. And Pompey as well. Thank you for the follow. Good to have you in there. And Matty as well coming in with the shares, guys. It is, as I said, the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all that sort of stuff there that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. Good spot in there, and Dave there too have shot straight up. The A's there within a second of each other. They're good eagle eyes. They're better than me on the screen here. So there's going to be a lot of movement. We need to see it do something strange. That is what we're looking for, because there's a lot of satellites, a lot of explainable things up there. So when you spot it, keep your eye on it, follow it, because we need to see it do something strange for us to be able to filter out the satellites. Basically, they're falling to Earth in a big circle there. So if we see something stop dead, change its speed, its course, its trajectory, then we are definitely having we're definitely seeing something that can't be a satellite there. And Katrina, how are you doing? How are you doing? It's good to see you tonight there. How are you been? We're all good here. And Susie there, and Edam, the moon is made of Edam. See, I told you, people get very passionate about which cheese it is there. Oh, the Ariane 40 there going across. So Harko, if you're in the TikTok chat, you can see the messages. Harko is labeling some of the satellites that we're seeing going over now, which is pretty cool there. I can't, Rachel. I'm so dyslexic. My name's Sam. It's 3 letters, and I struggled with that. If I wasn't speaking, you wouldn't be able to decipher me in the chat. There. I think I started using the word toffee to try and replace some of the swearing, but now I just do that and swear. And Cosmos on the way there. You're off for a second of WrestleMania there, Brad. I hope you're enjoying it there. Thank you for joining us for a bit, though, before that. A1 top left is flashing there, right. Let's have a look on that one. Anomalous flashing can be very interesting there. Kate, it's Wednesday down there. God, I told you, it starts it off, doesn't it, there? Right, where are we in here there? Debate. What was that one there? And when all there, we all know the moon is mountain cheese, cathedral trees. I'm a fan of a good red Leicester. I've dropped my freaking UFO again tonight, guys. The Tic Tacs. So, yeah, we're hearing about them recently. A lot of people are saying that they could potentially be reverse-engineered craft there. Lockheed Martin, I think Ross Coulthart was keen on that one. For me, though,
Zoom mode activated.
I don't like that. I don't know there. There is something that I think adds... These are two. Look how... That one's faster, so you'd think it'd be closer, right? Because obviously there's got less of a circle to go the closer it is there, but it's duller. That one is slower, further away, but brighter. Just chugging away through it there. So, yeah, I don't know. Some of the arguments that work very well, that kind of for us will basically mean... that kind of help the argument is that the shape of the classic UFO, it turns out, is the optimum shape of a craft to be using warp drive. So it's little coincidences like that you go, well, actually, that makes sense. But then you've got something like the Tic Tac there, which wouldn't be the optimal shape for that. So why would it? I mean, not that it isn't. I'm sure they do come in all shapes and sizes. But actually, there's a lot about how that distributes energy, that shape as well. That kind of, it's an extra feather in the cap for a reason why there might be something to it there. Are we nearly 600 already? Now that is crazy. I mean, Raf, you've single-handedly there tripled the size of the audience over on YouTube. Yes, it's a bit crazy at the minute. I wonder how far we got to. I think we were averaging last night on the YouTube about 100, which was pretty cool. Now Sundays aren't as busy on YouTube; they're busier on the TikTok for that one. But tubers, I wonder how high we can get it there. Because again, you never know who's going to come in. That is the brilliant thing about the world we live in now. And these algorithms, they're frustrating half of the time. But when they're on your side and they're showing you to all these people, like, I can't tell you the amount of times that not only people have come in and they've shared just amazing encounters with the phenomena, which again, that's been the most valuable bit for me and my understanding of how this all might be working. But also you get the specialists that come in, the people, and again, one chap, it always sticks out as a great example, that there was this flashing that we're talking about there. I had wrote it off as the geostationary satellites. There's being the only things that are, going to be stationary up there. And he comes in and tells us two things. A, that he works with the satellites there. That is his day job, and gave some credentials, which, made sense. But he said, look, the part of the sky that you're looking at is that we don't really have any geostationary satellites there. So it's very unlikely to be that. But also, they are so far out relative to their size that even with the best lens, you'd have to have a telescope to see them, basically. And I thought that was really, really interesting. So things that I'd written off as satellites actually becoming anomalous there by crowdsourcing all of the just crowdsourcing everybody's brains, everybody's knowledges, everybody's life experiences there. So that's why we say we're all piecing this puzzle together there. And where are we? I saw something. How you doing, Rob, there? And I saw something in the sky in the 80s there, and it was a flashing light there, moving too fast for a plane or a helicopter, and it was too high in the sky. The next day, local news claimed it was a satellite. Oh, very interesting there, because so satellites can flash. They can. But I'd be very surprised if you could see a flashing satellite with your naked eye, like a repeat, not just a single flash, but a repeating one. That is very strange. Because what's happening, basically, I know this is a UFO, but as it's moving around up there and reflecting that light back to us, as you can see, look, coming off my light, coming to you there. But look, if you look, as it rotates, it gets brighter, darker, bright again, you keep catching the flash, and duller. Right, so what's happening is those things you're seeing flashing as they're moving, they're doing that. Now, satellites shouldn't do that. Most satellites anyway shouldn't do that. They're designed for a job, and that job means they've got particular type of sensors or antennae or whatever it is, and they're going to be pointing in a direction. So a spy satellite, they need that lens, that camera lens, pointing down to the Earth. And if it's rotating all over the shop, that lens ain't pointing, it's not doing its job. Same with the communication satellites there. So it's one of those things that is anomalous, but it's very hard to confirm if it isn't, but that is very interesting there, especially in the 80s when there were much less satellites up there as well. And what's the rules with the time, the star, and our eyes again there? Oh, So how long it takes for light to travel. So, at light speed there. So example of light speed. Essentially, we're looking back in time tonight, guys. Or everything that we're seeing here tonight, these are all, if you imagine it, as this is a Polaroid, if you imagine it this way, that on this distant star here, and we'll say this star, no idea which one it is, or how far away it is, oops, sorry, right, this one here, right, so we'll say that this star is 500 light years away. Now, the light that is emitted from that sun there, the photons, they have to travel all of this distance uninterrupted. That's why it's still here. It's not been bounced off something else. It's come uninterrupted for 500 years it's taken, right, to travel that distance there into the lens of this camera, down the wires to you guys there. So that is an image of that star 500 years ago. So 500 light years away, the speed that light will travel in a year, that's what that star looked like 500 years ago. It's the same, if you imagine it this way, that somebody was there, they've taken a Polaroid picture of that star, and then they've travelled it as far, they've just brought this picture to your face right now, as quick as the speed of light. It's the same thing. We're looking back. If that star at 500 light years away, if 400 years ago that star blew up and is no longer there, we won't see it for another 100 years, basically. It's interesting that we are, if you had a powerful enough telescope and you were far enough back from Earth, you could, see the dinosaurs walking around, technically. Speaking of there, where are we? Let's have a look. I didn't think satellites had lights. So a brilliant one there, Wenell, because they don't. This is the thing. So they're reflecting light. They're not emitting it. Satellites don't have headlights. They don't glow unless they're re-entering, and that's bad for the satellite. They are just like this dish here. They are reflecting that light back down to us from the sun. So where the sun has gone around from us, so if this is the Earth and my sun is the fist, look, the light is coming down onto the surface, then it goes to night time, and it's no longer shining on this surface here. So for us on the surface, it's dark. But the things that are sitting off of the surface there, until the sun goes fully around the back, they've still got a direct line of sight to the sun. They're reflecting that light back down to us here, and that is how we're seeing all the objects up there. So whether it's an ET craft or whether it is a satellite there, they're all going to look very, very similar to us there. But there is a theory that basically UFOs, if they are using that warp drive based propulsion method, they would probably ionize the atmosphere around the craft. It would create a sort of a plasma coating of ionized plasma, which would glow orangey red to us there. So when we're seeing some of these moving, we saw one yesterday, as you'll see, look, they're all mostly like a white, various shades of white or grey, with that just the sunlight being reflected. But you'll see ones that are sometimes very orange or very green, and that can be an anomaly there, because maybe that is something that is emitting light. Maybe it's that UFO's propulsion that we are seeing there. It's a brilliant question on that one. Where are we? And it's a speed up. I like the star there. We're seeing 1 billion light years old already dead. So yeah, that is if there's a star, we haven't got it in shot tonight, but it's called Betelgeuse there, and it's a super giant there, and we can see it. If a clear night, you can see it's red with your eye, without a lens, without a camera there. And they think that is going to go supernova at any point. We could see it in our lifetime, and if it does, that big bright flash of light will be illuminate the night sky for us here on Earth. Illuminate the night sky. And the thing is, though, that we won't know that it's gone supernova until that light reaches and I think it's about 640 light years away. So when that goes bang, we won't know. We won't see the light. We won't see the flash for 640 years there. Where are we in the chat? Let me scroll up here. Oh, is that Saturn in a D1? Good question. So I don't think it is Saturn there. We did have Jupiter in shot a minute ago, though. I might spin the camera around there to see your shiny bald head there. Thank you. Oh, you see the worm? Yeah, we get a lot of geese flying over. They look very organic when they fly over there. Lots of movement across the bottom. It is actually quite big. There you go. There's one going across the screen right now. That's probably a bat or a goose or something there. And if I shout hole to the random worms, we can time travel. Give it a go. A1 Nelly, good spotting, but I'm a bit far behind there. And where Where are we there? Oh, it vanished. And Paul in as well. And I thought I saw the worms coming from the bottom. Yeah, so a lot is going to be birds, geese, and things like that, those ones. You get an eye for it there. And we're just... it was on the top.
We have a big flock of geese that live in the park. Like
we do.
2 minutes that way. And they fly over at night. Honking.
Yeah, they do honk. And your dad thinks that they're the bats of
He
these.
thinks they're bats. That bat was huge.
That bat was is the goose. Yeah. Oh, so what's that? A line and then a dot. A tic-tac and a line again. Oh, very interesting that one. I have to look for that one. I haven't seen that one myself there. But it was. I'm sure it was there, just so far behind there. And I'm glad we found you as well there. Again, it is the community that makes it, guys. Do appreciate that. Stuart, how you doing there as well? Nelly and Mark. I love this kind of stuff. We love it here as well there. And good evening, Stuart, as well. Hollywood, good to see you in too. Right, back over quickly to the TikTok. Let's catch up with you guys there. Ben.
I have a question.
Hold on.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
Alan's
guys.
got to thank Ben there for the ice cream. Go fire away, darling. I'm behind on the chat, so you won't see an answer.
I was watching on the tubes.
Just watching on the tubes there.
And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be tapping like I do on TikTok.
I don't think you can. You can just give the video a like on,
I
on
was
the...
doing hearts, but
they do hearts on the tubes?
Yeah, but I
didn't
wasn't
know
sure
they
what
did
it did.
I
So
have no idea.
if anyone else on the tubes knows what that
reporting the stream. Yeah. Are you on the vertical or the horizontal? Also, because there should be both actually tonight. Let's just see if they're both working.
I think I was on the vertical.
Yeah, look. So there's that version and there's that version.
Nice.
Right, so let's go actually back to this one. Right, where was... Oh, darling, could I have a drink, please? I am so tired. I know. Some kind of Coke, please. It's very thirsty. It's thirsty work. Yapping and not shutting up. Back over to the TikTok, right. Where were we, guys? I shot the UFO again, Rachel. I did do it there. Oh, and it's the stationary one is flashing there in A1. I do need to keep my eye on that. I keep getting distracted with all the movement. It's free on the screen at the minute, guys. Keep your eyes peeled there, which is a classic source. Classic source there. And Andreas, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Keep up the good heart there, Harko. And you need the stream avatar app there. You can come on as Paul the Alien. We did try playing with those AI filters the other day, and I was as a dancing pickle, wasn't I? Sadly, Tube can't see that though, but that was hilarious there. And Gone, what are your opinions on people who think the world is flat and the moon landings were fake there? So they're not opinions that I share at the minute, but honestly, when you start to think about it, like, I'm more open to the moon landing stuff than I am the flat earth stuff. But if you think about actually why we believe as people what we believe, ultimately, very few of us have done the work with absolutely everything to figure it. Well, thank you, darling. To figure every last step out.
Otis watching you.
We left out. Hello, Otis. That's the parrot will be watching us downstairs. So very few of us actually have done the work individually, each step, and have full confidence in what we're doing. We normally will go back a couple of steps, and then the rest is we trust, we rely on, we believe, we have faith in a system, an institution, a credential, a status, something like that. And the example I give of this is that every time I get on the train, and that train goes over a bridge over some water, I don't get out and do tests on that bridge to make sure that that bridge is safe and sturdy. I trust, I have faith in the qualifications of the civil engineers that built that bridge, and I don't know them. I'm just trusting that the organisation that would have done it there. So when I think, I think about the universe in the typical sense there, planets, orbits, flying around, galaxies, solar system, all of that sort of stuff. And that's why I don't lean with the flat earth side of things. I go, what about all of that stuff? But I've not done the measurements. I've not had the observations myself. I've seen stuff that people are telling me, they're operating like that because of this maths, and I go, that's a lot of numbers, I'm taking your word for it. But I don't actually know there. So I will never shut an idea out, well, very few ideas out 100%, with them. But, and I'm always open to hearing as well if they can try and convince us for the answers there. It's not a way I lean. It's a good question there, Gone. And black box. Oh, what's the black box for there, Mikey? So far behind there. Bags. Any news on Atlas? Not yet. And I think we're probably not going to. I think it's going to be off and out of the solar system there. And the UFO model is now a full-time prop there. You know what that means, right? It needs a name and a wage. Here's a salary. It needs to go on our shop. That's what it needs. It is. It's a very damaged one. I was going to print off a satellite prop, but be a bit more accurate, but I haven't got around to it yet. Kate coming in with the shares. Thank you for that. It is the likes of the shares, guys, the tapping away, things like that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. You never know who's going to come in and what account of the phenomena they're going to share, helping us piece all this puzzle together. And it's just the same when the sunlight hits Jupiter and Venus, isn't it there? Basically, yeah, that is exactly what is happening, just at the bigger scales. And they're larger objects, so they've got a larger surface area to reflect more light. It's exactly it. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh, I need to stop drinking sugary drinks, though. I tried with water, but then I ran out. And time travel is possible if we could get to the speed of light there, only in the future. So, technically, backwards time travel doesn't break physics, but we don't really have any plans or ways that we could achieve this. But going forward, you are very much right. If you're building a craft or a vehicle that can travel even some of the way towards the speed of light, you are technically time traveling at the same time there. Like, even the distances that the astronauts on the International Space Station are aging ever so slightly less than we are down here on Earth. And they've done this test. They've had two, identical twins, one on Earth, one's an astronaut on the International Space Station. And yeah, they aged ever so slightly left there, because time is relative there. So if you're traveling at the speed of light, you might be traveling for 2 weeks your time. But for us here, watching your spaceship traveling at the speed of light, going to a distant star, it's still going to take 200 years there. So the relativity is one to get your head around. We here on Earth, because we are so close together, that doesn't really come into play as much. We just think of a fixed time and then a plus or minus for when the sun's setting, and but we can ring somebody up on the other side of the world and we can have a real-time conversation because the distances aren't so vast there. But time does get weird. Distances do get weird. In fact, the better way to think about time, rather than this one baseline, it is something faster or slower. Time is like weather. Time is different wherever you are there. You can go around a planet.
Zoom mode activated.
And it's going to have slower time around another one that's going to have faster time. It's like weather. Just because it's raining down the road doesn't mean it's going to rain for us down here. But it might do. The rain might be on its way there. Time is very weird. And then you get into just the fact of space as well. Like, if you're far enough away from things, this is how I learned recently, there is no order of things, so if I make a sandwich then eat a sandwich, I can't eat the sandwich before I've made it. But that isn't true over these vast distances. You can reorder things in the universe, but we're used to our experience, which is all very, very close by. Let's have a quick look. Let me try and catch up in the TikTok chat here. Very good question there, Gone. Good spot in Harko there, and Bobby top right. I'm so far behind, but keep up the good spot, and hopefully I'll catch one time there. Totally different, but they are very much, Rachel. He was drunk at the time, though, when he said that about the bats and the geese. I think I'm alone. You want me to sing there? I thank you, Agent X. Where are we there? Has the red phone broken again? Harker, funny you should say that one. Hello? Yeah. It's Trump again. He says he's going to tell us all about the UFOs there. So for you guys that have just joined us on the stream, you're going, why the hell has he got a phone prop there? Well, I'll tell you why. One, because this particular phone is it's one of the red phones. It is from the Cold War, and it was the end that they would pick up and they would speak the message attack warning red that would go out and give us all the warning when if the nuclear bomb was going to be dropped. So I thought that was cool. I wanted to buy it, and then I needed to find a justification to use it on the stream. And for a while we was having a bit of a joke with the red phone. But did you know the big red phones that connected the president of the United States to the Russian president there? They were actually developed during the Cold War because of UFOs, and it's in the document there, and they were so concerned that they were picking up all these weird radar anomalies, these UFOs on radar, that one side would mistake that for an attack from the other, that they had this direct line, the big red phones it's called, put in, so they could ring them up and go, yeah, Gorbachev, yeah, was that one of yours? No, it wasn't. All right, stand down, lads. They could literally kind of like defuse and de-escalate situations there, and it's out there in the documents what the big red phones are for there. Still on 50k. It's because you're the sole tapper there on the tube, Agent X. Harko for that one there. And right now, I've got a Doberman and a fish. Honestly, we've got the parrots downstairs, we've got the chinchillas. The chinchillas sometimes come up, but the parrots don't come on stream there. When the sunlight hits the planets and even the moon as well, that's a very good point there as well. And Martinez there, have you seen the Pan-STARRS? I don't think it's the Pan-STARRS. I don't think we've seen the Pan-STARRS observatory. I think we've seen... is that not the triangular one, is it, that does the gravitational anomalies there? Is that the Pan-STARRS? Because we've seen that one, I think, there. Are you always thirsty, or is it just a stream thing? This room gets hot, and I am always thirsty. Where are we there? And by the time you read this, I'll have forgotten my point there, Pluto. Hello. What was the... I might have missed the first part of that. I think I missed the first part of it, Pluto. Anyway, you might have to retype it. I didn't see that one there. Figured it'd be... Well, you know, it's Leanne's dad, so to deal with Leanne, that's going to be alcoholism for anyone. The red phone is my favourite prop of the stream. I'd forgotten there for a second. The vintage red phone, that's the one. It's got a history, that phone there. Should I regularly badmouth Big T so we can use the prop? You can do, but then I've got to remember my lines for it. I see the Russia listed 4 UK cities it'll target for nukes there, helping the Ukraine. I mean, to be honest, in this day and age, like... you see the maps of the targets from the Cold War, where there was quite a few then. We were all buggered there. It's only a small island, isn't it? There, and Bobby there fought. That was the California Nebula for a moment there. You know what? I don't know. I rely fully on Rachel in the chat to tell us what part of the skies we're looking at as well there. And Cora, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from to now? Stand out. I could put an old Nokia in that so it works. Actually, Harker, I was actually going to connect it. I keep forgetting to do it there, but use it as like a little microphone, and I can bring it in as well, so we could have so much fun with that, couldn't we? There. And is that the Milky Way Centre? Pink Floyd, I love it. So sadly, we don't really get to see the Milky Way. You can with the eye see a bit of a visual, but I've never caught it on the camera. Kind of see the thickness of the disc there. But no, it's not the centre. But good eyes there for it as well. There. If you're trying to get your blood pressure, yeah, it's one I'm ignoring, Kate. That's one I'm ignoring. I'm not that close yet, but you know when you're just like down the road with it there. Keep telling myself I'll be good soon. From C down to A there. Good spotting on Pixel. C down to A on that one. Oh, I don't think it is, but it could be. Yeah, I usually have him send the drones there. It's been so long I'd forgotten what we normally say there. And I really feel it for the Ukrainians there. Well, anybody that's under that sort of that way of life is very, very difficult, isn't it there? Don't ignore it. As I say, not as I do. Kate, you know I'm going to ignore it and then complain about it. Anyway, let's quickly pop back over to the YouTubes there. Sorry, guys. We was on the TikTok chat. Now we're going to bounce back over to you guys. Let's have a look. Where did we get to? Oh, my God. I missed a few from you guys. Sorry, guys, there. Let's scroll up to the top here. Did those ones? I think I did those ones. And when the weather isn't like it is today, we also search for our radio signals. You're very right there, Raf. We do. So tonight, guys, you are joining us for a live UFO UAP Skywatch coming to you from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road.
Zoom mode activated.
From Stonehenge. Look at this one. So this one is distinctly orange. This is why I've zoomed in on it. Look to the others. Look how orange that one is in comparison. Now, if these are just reflecting that sunlight back, what is giving it that orange colour? And you've got to remember that the theorised warp drive technology would ionise a plasma coating around a UFO, causing it to glow orangey red. So maybe that is a sign that we are seeing something different versus all of those other crafts. So even though it hasn't done any anomalous movement, the coloration could be the key for that one there. Let's see if we can find another one. I mean, look, compared to this one, how white that one is. Can we still catch this one? Yeah, look. Off the screen now, look. Could be anomalous in of itself there. But yeah, do give us a follow, guys, because we do this basically every night, or a subscribe, whichever it is, on whatever platform you're in on there. So yeah, if it's clear sky, we are doing a live Skywatch here from the heart of Crop Circle country. If it's a cloudy night, we do an alien radio signal hunt there. We use bigger radio antenna there, and we search the skies for the strange and anomalous, well, potential alien radio signals. Basically, research on the hydrogen line, which is where the WOW signal was detected, and many other anomalous signals since then. It's where scientists think that ET would put a message if they are out there. Oh, Nelly, keep it up. I'll catch up soon and be able to get those in there. And Bill there, how are you doing? It's Alan. Alan's here. Alan's there. He's grumpy though. They removed his treats on TikTok there, and sometimes we do play games as well. And I'm very good at those games, Raph, I'll have you know. C3 is lively, it very much is there. I mean, obviously, it's been very busy tonight there. Has Alan met Rocky there? Project Helmet, you know, I've not even seen it yet, but Alan, Alan, have you seen Rocky? He says he's a dick. It says the fame's gone to his head. But I haven't seen the film yet. I'm desperate to, but I just don't have time yet there. I mean, I can concur there, Raph. Good spotting there, living as well. I'm a bit far behind in the chat, but we'll start zooming in again when I've caught up there. And no proof for the flat Earth there. I mean, I just rely on the science arguments, you know, but I haven't done the science myself, and I don't understand half of it. But I do, I'm not on that camp yet. But I'm definitely open for somebody to, as long as, because a lot of the time they come in, sadly, from a point that's too far. Like, I don't even understand half of what they're talking about. Like, they've got to come down to the point of convergence, come back to the common point of where we do agree, and then kind of build the argument from there. And I think it can be quite interesting to do that. I mean, I might not come round to it, but that would be curious to have there. Several movements there. There's lots going on there. And what's the cluster of stars together in the middle between B2 and B3? So that one, is it M13, Rachel, that cluster? We'll zoom in on it in a bit there. Where are we there as well? And hard to explain. No, wait, no, you have an internal chatter there. And was that, is that Roof? God, my eyes, this chat is so small there. Roof there. Kerry Cassidy reckons 3-Eye Atlas has parked itself, I think, around Neptune there, waiting for a trigger to do something else there. And Kerry looks like she had a retread and is looking tasty and soft focus there. I mean, so with Atlas, the last thing I heard, did we ever hear any more on on 3-Eye Atlas potentially stopping around Jupiter? Because that would be very, very, very anomalous behaviour. I still think it's probably too far away. It's nowhere near Neptune yet. It has done it's an interesting object. It's done some interesting things, but I don't think it's done enough interesting things to definitely say that it is anomalous. I still think Oumuamua, which was the first interstellar object, it was very interesting what it was definitely recorded doing. 3-Eye Atlas, it's strange, but it could still be a lot of it in the realms of strange but explainable. But I'm definitely open to it. It's the Trump call, Paul. That's it. You guys got it. I was worried that you guys on the tubes there wouldn't get the red phone. We like to mix things up a bit there, and as long as they are happy with what they believe in there, perceived to be reality. I know, yeah. Is Trump on the line? Yeah, I've got a direct line to him. He tells me when the UFOs are coming around. He tells me you've got to turn the camera off, he says. Maybe, Raph, maybe. And worms from the bottom. Meant to be a joke, but nobody got it. Oh, very good, Paul. Very good. It takes me a second sometimes, but yes, very good there. Alan often causes that problems because he doesn't wash his hands after the probings there. It's the banker. We were thinking of some sort of deal or no deal arrangement for the phone there. Turn it into a game show. And oh, that's the one I saw there. Plus, it looked like it's going back. Okay, now that is very interesting there. That could be very anomalous movement there. Yeah, the time we spotted, but there's also a delay on the tube as well. So the time I get your message back is after us also reading through the chat. It's never normally quite on time. Sadly, we'll have to figure that one out there. What shape is the Earth's shadow on the moon there during a lunar eclipse there? Trust your eyes. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of... Well, this thing, see, this is very interesting, actually, because I don't know. And I don't know... I'm trying to think... it's round, isn't it? hence you get like the ecliptical moon. But I don't know for definite, and therefore, you know, we're relying on faith of the other arguments. Where is the... oh, that cluster I keep asking is in a B3 there around it. Right, should we zoom in on that? Because you have asked about that one before. Let's zoom in quickly on that one. So, guys, if you are...
Zoom mode activated.
Look at this one. Look at how, relative to us, how close they all are. Look at some of the colours as well. Some greens and purples, some oranges. Oh, that's a nice orange one there. Absolutely stunning. But let's have a look. Oh, look, got a movement up here as well. So I'm not zooming in on all of these ones that are moving, unless I think they're doing something strange, like their colour or they're flashing. Or that one just flashed up. So again, that's probably atmospheric, though, interference causing the changes in brightness there. Because it's not that dramatic. But keep your eyes peeled and keep following them as they're travelling across the screen. Look how red that one is. It changes now we zoom in on it. Bloody gone and changed. That's that atmospheric interaction they're changing it. But yeah, look, see, they've got a very faint one here. But as I zoom back out, keep your eyes on them there. Keep your eyes peeled. Make sure we want to follow it across the screen and see if it does something strange there. Something a satellite just can't do there. Like change its speed, its course, its trajectory there. I'm feeling very comfy there. Oh, thank you, Living. Some people use this stream to fall asleep to, and I've heard my voice. I have no idea how anybody could even have the volume on this stream there, my nasally voice coming through, repeating crop circle country 1,000 times an hour. But it was very funny last night. I think we had like, it was 130 odd people in the chat over on YouTube, plus the TikTok lot, and we said our goodbyes, and I came off, and there was still 90 people just sitting there, so they'd all fallen asleep to it there, which surprises me. But hey, if you're getting use out of it, you're welcome. There, Atlas is parked. I mean, that would be very strange if it was, wouldn't it? There. And did you want Artemis 2 launch a spat? We did, actually. We definitely did. And I've got really mixed feelings with it. A few of our community think I'm Mr. Grumpy, and they are right. I am. I've always got a problem with it. I thought it was great that we went back to the moon. You know, around it there. Anything that's, you know, getting everybody to look up, to pay attention, to start thinking about those sorts of things again, I think is a very, very good thing indeed there. But it is also, it wasn't fully groundbreaking. They did a few new things there, but I can't. Come on, NASA, pull your finger out now. Come on, lads, you're going to get overtaken by the private company soon if you don't. Oh, did you track Artemis? Sadly, we couldn't. So the nights where it was close enough for us to have it visible, it was cloudy and overcast. So we couldn't, sadly. It's very frustrating there. We've actually, if you want to catch up, Rando, there, on our Discord, link in the bio there, we've actually got a Free Eye Atlas section. It's got all of the latest news on Free Eye there as well, so you can definitely check that one out there. And where are we? Oh, that's the cluster. Honestly, some of the ones, we'll see it later on, towards the end of the summer, late summertime, we'll see what's called the coat hanger constellation. And normally these constellations, they have a name, and then they are so far from originally looking like whatever that name is. There you go. That does not look like a crab. That does not really look like a ball. There's a lot of poetic license going on here. But the coat hanger constellation, it does what it says. It is like this perfectly straight line of stars, so it's 7 or 8 stars, I think, and then it's got like the hook in the middle, and each one of them is a different colour. It's like fairy lights on a Christmas tree. It's absolutely stunning there. We'll see that one as the summer draws on there. Oh, Paul there, your voice is perfect. You make a good newsreader. Thank you, Paul. That's very, very kind. It want a telescope so badly, 100%. This obviously isn't a telescope. This is just a camera with a good lens. Telescope is next on, not next on the list. We've got to get the infrared modification for this camera. That's what we're working on there, because essentially we can send this camera away to a nice gentleman on the Isle of Wight, and he'll take it apart, take the filters off of the sensor, because this sensor is actually capable of seeing not just in the visible light that we're looking in now, what the human eye can see, but also in the infrared and the ultraviolet. Now they are parts of the light spectrum, colours that we do not see with the human eye. Some animals do see them, but we've not evolved to need them there. Nothing has killed us enough to warrant evolution to give us that ability. But the phenomena is meant to be particularly active in the infrared. They're particularly active in the infrared. So we still haven't got around to doing it because it's pricey. But I think when we do that, that's going to be phenomenal. We're going to see so much more activity in the night sky there. But then the telescope after that there. And Rando, I'm going to put the phone down and just watch, unless I have a big question. I want just to fall asleep. That is, you're more than welcome to, guys. So if you want to watch in silence, you want to learn, that's what I do with streams. I don't participate in the chat. But if you do want to ask questions, ask away there. We'd love to hear from you there as well. But just enjoy if you are chilling out there. And the first rule for flat earthers is to learn about gravity. And the second is why it makes planets spherical. Just to give you a head wobble. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, though. You know, gravity is an interesting one. It's something that we know, we work with, we have a functional understanding, but we do not understand some fundamental things about gravity at all. There is lots of room. So when physicists say, look, where would all the anti-gravity be and all of this sort of UFO stuff, you go, you do not even understand gravity yet. How do you think you know that there definitely isn't all of the other stuff there? And is that Bill as well? Oh, I meant to ask there, have you watched the new Bob Lazar S4 documentary? We have. I very much enjoyed it. I did have some questions, but I also felt that he answered a lot more as well. So it's like he gave me a lot and then also a little bit as well. But I thought it was fantastic there. And there, Mark, which one? Oh, what was that for? The what telescope? Because I don't know. And Bill, for some reason, the message is being redacted there. It might be an auto moderation filter there. Which sometimes these platforms do. It's very, very annoying there. So sorry if that is. Try again. We'll see if I can catch it there. And S4 is better than I expected. Yes, I think so as well. And I'll check your free IAE content now. I found that. Oh, excellent. Yeah, welcome, guys. You remember, you're all welcome to join us over on the Discord there as well. Brilliant community over there. So we do movie nights and things like that. And again, you can just watch along quietly, look at how unhinged the chat is going, or you can participate there. We're all welcome. So right, let's quickly pop back over to the TikTok now. Pink Floyd, thank you for the heart there. I'm bouncing between two very busy chats tonight, TikTok and YouTube. So you'll have to give me a second. If you do want to find us on another platform, so TikTokers, if you want to see us the right way up, the full screen version, they're at the thing UFO there, and the same again if for some reason YouTubers want to come over to TikTok there. Right, where was we in the chat there? Adrian as well, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight? And it's already Monday, Harco. Well, you're putting in the hours, and it's only going to get later for us, isn't it, as the season rolls in there. And I love these lives. They're my username, and we love having you in here as well. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you to say that. And Henry Cavill just signed a multi-million contract to be Bolton, including games, figures, and collectibles. What? To be Bolton? Who's Bolton? What is a working class town? Oh, PC sat incoming there. So, well, you're doing really well with tracking these satellites tonight. We'll have to get you an interface, Agent X, where you can like draw them on the screen for us then. Harco, sorry. There. Miser 13, thank you, Rachel. So that cluster that we just zoomed in on there, so it is just up there if you're on the TikTok, and it is just over, yeah, it is just over there if you're on the tubes as well. That is Miser 13 there. Not as interesting as a Muamua, definitely not. I think so. I would agree with you there very much, Rachel, there. The speed from that object was freaky. That it was freaky, and its profile as well, what we could deduce from its light. There, it was very strange. And then the non-gravitational movement acceleration as well. Look, we've got some more movement on the screen there, guys. Let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
So right, there you go. Got a nice faint one here. Let's see it coming up. Again, this is the second. If it just follows that straight, consistent speed and course there, we can't say then it is anything other than one of the many, many satellites up there. But keep your eyes on it there as I zoom out, because we are looking for it to stop dead, shoot off its speed, change its course, its trajectory. Therefore, doing something a satellite just cannot do. There. And are you still in Pluto? There, Sam could incorporate the phone into the Guess Who. We carefully could. Yeah, is Pluto still in? I caught the message last time a while back there. Expedition X tonight. It's hunting witches and Dracula. I'm interested in all of that sort of stuff there. And gone there. I have been at the accent is amazing there. I love it. And in every is that every calm voice to fall asleep to. There, and you have the same accent as the man who goes live playing Tomb Raider. Oh, who's that? Who's that? You can sometimes hear, I can't place my accent, so I'm initially from Essex, so I should have an alright Essex boy accent, and it comes out occasionally. But normally people don't guess that. And no loud sudden noises too. The occasional, I try to mute myself for the coughs, and when I drop the UFO, I've got zero interest in the game, but the voice sends me to sleep. It's amazing. I watch to kind of wind down of an evening. It's weird, some of the stuff that is out there, but we all find. I find Japanese street food vendors that spend a lot of time setting up their street food cart. Basically, they wheel it out, they fold up the sides, they put the chairs out, they get things cooking and prepared. And it's the only thing that I can switch off to. It's very, very strange. There. Us as a species, we are never happy. You're very right there, and there's an evolutionary reason for that, isn't there? It kind of pushes us always to seek new things. There's definitely disadvantages to it, but it's interesting that it kind of might push us in a direction there. Oh, the coat hanger cluster, is that the one there? Cluster, love it, Rachel. I think you're the one who told me the name of it anyway, but it makes logical sense as well there. And always late to welcome aboard. Kate, you've got some competition there. Where are you joining us from there? Always late there. And Frederick, oh my god, how are you doing? OG Frederick. Staffordshire is active lately. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Have you caught any good sightings yourself there? So Frederick was he was one of the very, very first followers on our channel here, almost a year ago, isn't it, Frederick? There, and you were with us there every night, supporting us there. So you got us through many a quiet evening. We're always appreciative of that. I hope you are well, Frederick. There, you sent us some fantastic sightings as well. I always remember there's one. I think it was you, Frederick, that sent this. Sighting, and it was, it's just a shot at night over some houses, and there's a white light there, and I think it's moving, but you can look at it and go, that could be a drone, and then the way it goes, as if it just falls, but perfectly controlled. It's far faster than a drone. It was just, I went, oh, like that. It was a very, very good one there. I hope you are doing well, and the family too there. And my username there, can I join Discord? Yeah, you should be able to join the Discord there. The link is in the bio for it, so you should just be able to click the link and it'll open up your Discord and say, hey, do you want to join? You just click yes. If you are having trouble with it, you've got to copy the link on that link there and then paste it into your browser, then that'll work. Some people have trouble with the direct link for some strange reason. Let us know if you have done it and it hasn't let you in yet, because for some reason, some people I have to approve. I need a poke every now and again to check the pending. So I'll press the button on that one there. I see there has been a whistleblower who was due to give evidence. Oh, excellent. Well, not excellent. That's not enough for that. No, it wasn't the one I was thinking of. No, actually, I don't know the whistleblower. Who was that one then, up there? So we're going to output loads of stuff related to the UFO phenomena in the Discord. So do check that one out there. And tubers, I'll be back over with you guys shortly. They're just getting through the older TikTok comments here. And gone, I'll join Discord, but I don't know how to use the app. Gone, I've had Discord for work for about 4 years. I hated it. I didn't know how to use it. I was like a proper old man with technology. I was sending messages to everyone rather than the one person. Absolute nightmare with it. And now we've got it for this. Over the last year, I've had to figure it out and actually do quite like it. It's worth persisting with, but I totally get I don't get how it works. I totally feel you there. It's definitely an interesting object. It was definitely there. And Mr. Money is everywhere. He sees you when you're sleeping. How are you doing there? Thank you, Mr. Money. And Burb, if I don't make it back, I'll be with you again soon there, Rachel. Well, if you don't, thank you for joining us as always. Oh, that's a bright one. Let's zoom in on that one.
Zoom mode activated.
Catch that one before it comes off the screen. Again, it's not doing anything strange yet. I think we had one anomaly earlier, quite early on in the stream, but it means we're due some more. But look at, just trugging along. All right, try and keep an eye on it as long as it's on the screen for you guys. Some of you guys, my camera blocks you. My picture of me gets in the way there. Set up a crowd for that for a UFO hunting fan. I wish there. We keep seeing a very slow moving star every night there, and it's extremely bright and suspect. Oh, interesting, because if there's movement to it, if you can visually notice that movement there, it's not a star, is it? But the stars, the satellites, they all look very similar at these distances. It's just light. So you're not able to get a lot of the detail and all that sort of stuff, is it there? So, you know, there's a lot that can be hidden in amongst that one there. And the young ones call it, was it old? Like when you're, dead flocks there. Oh, is that an F? Oofed. There we go, my eyes tonight. Matthew James Sullivan was preparing to be a key witness. So, Matthew James Sullivan, why does that name ring a bell? We haven't heard from him properly before. He's not one, is he, that's come out and has been publicly out. That appears to be very suspicious there. I mean, this is the thing there. They're just going to push it. They're going to keep pushing the line as much as possible. We do this as human. We push things to the point of failure. You know, what we do is we get an idea, we figure out something that works, and then that is what we just do for the end of time. Scientists do this. They say science progresses one funeral at a time. It's not one paper at a time, as they like to think. It's one funeral at a time, because we get so rigid and locked in our own ways there. We promote as humans to failure. If you think about how it works out, you're doing a good job. How about you become the manager? Oh, you're doing a good job there. How about you become the area manager? And then you do a crap job of being the area manager. And they don't demote you. They just don't promote you more. So you promote to failure. So it's not that you get used to it. You actually are then stuck in a position that you're kind of out of your depth with most of the time. But that is the same things for these things like this, you know, whether it is the cover up, the conspiracy, they only know one way, and they will keep pushing it until failure, unless somebody takes it away from them. And that's what we're hoping that all of this exposure will do, take those options away from them. But until then, they're going to keep pushing it. Eventually they're just going to make too many or too big a mistake there. But you'll be surprised how big a mistake that they can get away with. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight in Wiltshire, UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. Lots of things in the night sky tonight that we are watching, some faint ones coming in. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm just making my way through the TikTok chat, then I'll be back over to the tubers there as well. Do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know if you've seen anything strange in the night sky as well there. And Frederick, it looked like a star, but definitely not, and it moves millimeters constantly before going out of view. So that does sound faster than the other stars. It's very strange, and it's coming up multiple nights. Very, very interesting there. Mr. Money, thank you for the gift. And Ben?
Nom nom nom, thanks,
Thank you for feeding Alan there. That's the one. And, oh yeah, not given evidence before, and he had some really important info. Oh, I hope they still tell us what it was, though. And poor guy there. You know, soldiers on the battlefield of disclosure there. Right, back over to you tubers tonight. Yeah, let's have a look. Where did we get to? S4 was better than you expected. I was really looking forward. I'm a visual guy, and I was very excited to see the visualizations, what are meant to be very accurate visualizations of S4 itself and the craft. And I'm a bit of a bunker nerd. I spent a long time. Oh, that was a bright one. Damn, missed it. I spent a long time in a previous life, we'll say, before all of this, my current career, in a lot with ex-military bunkers. I've been to a lot. I've seen a lot. I've used a lot for very strange purposes there. Hold your hat, spin the camera there. So I was very keen to look at the bunker. I know how they build them, and I was looking forward to see it there. And I've got some questions, but it was so cool to see those things visually. I'm very much looking forward to the VR version. In fact, I might actually buy a VR set, and we'll do that as a live stream. Right, we'll walk through S4, because they are meant to be releasing it as an experience where you can go and download it and go and view and look around. So maybe we can do that one together there. Oh, good night, Rob. Hope we caught you there. Thank you for joining us as always. Hopefully we'll see you later in the week. Guys, it's going to be a good night, a good week of clear nights. So we should be doing a lot of Skywatches this week. So yeah, give us a follow. Hopefully you get that notification when you go live, or a subscribe, depending where you are there. And yeah, hopefully you'll get that notification there. But we are on most nights, normally around the 9:30 p.m. UK time sort of mark. If it's clear sky, then we're doing this, the Skywatch. If the moon's up, we're doing the moon watch. See all the craters, all the details there. Or if it's cloudy, as often happens here in the UK, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt. There, big dish, pointing to the night sky, listening on the hydrogen line, the frequency where they heard the wow signal, and where scientists think ET was most likely to leave that message. On my eyes now. Right, Nathan there. We're on a disk, but all the planets in the solar system are spherical. Yeah, I'm convinced. Sign me up. Well, it's things like that, and I've heard a few more, because apparently they think that, you know, we're in the dome, but they're actually just plasma. But so it's kind of like the star, we think, but much smaller and much closer. But I'm like, but then what's outside of the dome? Is it just nothing? or are there other domes? So I'm curious to see what the argument is there. And it's okay. I thought Mark was asking about the Bob Lazar thing. I think he was asking the Bob Lazar thing, wasn't we? There. And Baseman, how are you doing there? Hello, watching from Bedfordshire. Good to have you in. How are your skies tonight? They're lovely and clear there. You fall asleep because you bore them. I think that's probably what it is, Raf, there. And oh, by the way, the Logan Paul UFO video release was kinda meh. Okay, it might be the sports model that Lazar saw, that we saw the new doc. So yeah, I don't think it would have had the same weight had it not have come out at the right time with Lazar, and Lazar also going, yeah, hell, that does look like our video. I think Logan Paul being a bit of a dick for releasing it, but I mean, we got to saw it, see it. It's very interesting because, yeah, if I'd seen it any other time, I would have gone, meh. But in the context of Bob's reaction to it, I actually did really like it. Very good angle there, Bill, making me think. And Rob there, yeah, it was cool to finally get to see that footage. Exactly. Heard it for so long there. And Peter there, watching from Bristol. I'm going to be in Bristol on Tuesday. I work there. How is Bristol tonight there? And on my tablet, you're widescreen, but on my TV is only showing the middle. Interesting. So there are technically two outputs at the minute. So if you can see the live UFO front that's top and center, if it's live UFO front is in the middle on the tubes, then you're seeing the vertical output. But we're also doing the horizontal output as well. So you should be able to see. In fact, so if you're seeing the correct horizontal output, you'll see the live UFO hunt is all the way to the right, so it's in the right-hand corner. Can you do me a favour, tubers? Because it's the first time we've done the dual stream, so both are meant to be going to YouTube there. So it'd be good to know if people are still able to see the full width horizontal with the live UFO in the right-hand corner there. I would appreciate some feedback on that one there. And Zena, you're still in. Good to see you. And greetings, Ersling. Curtis as well. Good to have you in there. And Kezi there. Oh, I love bunkers too, but only seen mostly Cold War ones in the old communist countries like Hungary, Poland, the Baltic, and Albania, etc. There, and there's a hell of a lot there. A hell of a lot over there. They were very busy because they were right in the mix of it there. I don't know what it is about bunkers. I had a fascination with them. It's like the idea of hiding away from society there. I've been lurking. I was expecting you to chip in because you've got some information on some of those subjects. And we're actually off to explore the D-Day tunnels and bunker in Portsmouth and Portsdown Hill there Tuesday. Very interesting. Was it Portsmouth we did? Years ago I did some urbexing. Was it Portsmouth? No, it was Dover. Was it? I think it was Dover. Yeah, it must have been Dover because it was definitely as Dover as Kent. So we did a lot of the ones in the cliff tops around Dover and some of that. And I mean, some of the holes we were climbing in, they're absolutely fascinating. Those places that are still down there. So you're nearly right on top right. So you are seeing then the proper horizontal view then, perfect. Because I was worried then for a second that only people are going to get the vertical view, vertical view for the on YouTube there, and that's just not as good there. Lying down at the beginning, I thought it was going mental. There, it's the Twilight Zone. You control the vertical, you control the horizontal. Oh, so that actually makes sense there. So if you turn it that way, yeah. I mean, most of ours are for YouTube are actually on TV there. Switzerland has the most. Switzerland does because it's actually in law in Switzerland that they have the legal duty, the government, to protect their citizens from a nuclear apocalypse.
Zoom mode activated.
Most places. Oh, we got a plane, guys. So this is a good example of what a plane looks like going on our screen there. Hold on, let's get in the middle. So there, so you can see the side lights. It's bigger. That's actually quite far away. They're normally bigger than that. But this is how we know. It's going to get a gem there and power up. All right. But that is how we know that the planes, we're not seeing planes. They're much different. They're normally bigger than that, but they are quite different. So if you look at Flight Radar, you'll probably be able to see what is going on there. And apparently it's an unstable connection on TikTok. You have to try to reconnect. Is that working now? Sorry, TikTokers. For some reason, TikTok had a sulk. Let me just make sure we're not hogging anything at this end. Make sure we've still got all the old band whips for you there. Always still in, always lurking there then. Oh, you're watching it on TV. Perfect there. I saw the issue and I just switched stream and now it's showing. Oh, excellent. So you can see the full screen there. Thank you, Paul, for the heads up. It's the first day today, actually. We were trying the dual output for YouTube there. See if it helped with discovery there. So have you gotten to the point of curiosity about the outside the dome? So I am curious. Yeah, that's basically, I'm very curious about outside the dome. But am I even asking the right question there, Zen? Because obviously I'm thinking in the context of outside, you know, that we have an outside in the atmosphere and outside of space. You know, is there something outside there? Somebody came in yesterday and they were saying that there were multiple discs and domes. Is that what's going on there? Where's my cursor? I have to come back to that one. Right. Wrong computer. Right, over to you, TikTokers. Let's have a look there. Hoping he's got the old Dead Man switch there. Or fingers crossed. It'll all get released. Signing up for the VR stream there, great. Pluto, I think it would be cool, wouldn't it? I don't know the first thing about VR, so I'm going to have to ask some people what one we can get and which one we can plug in. But then, yeah, like that way you'd be like, you know, right, go down that corridor, see what's around that corner, have a look on the underside, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll see if we can mod it. All MetaQuest added to the list. I don't even know which ones are the good ones these days. There. The FPV, a drone to fly around. Oh, my God. I haven't ever bought a drone. Like, I think that I would enjoy it far too much. I've just never had the excuse to. But one day. It was like that on the TV thing. It came up to bed. Now it's on your phone. So it's so for you, App, was it to the right then? So it was correct for you. Most standard Swedish bunkers are 3x3 mate. Yeah, they didn't tell you how quality you're going to survive there. We did freeze A up there. We did. It was TikTok being a bit naughty on there as well. Ben, if we haven't thanked you.
Nom. Thanks, guys.
There you go, Alan. Thank you for feeding Alan there. We've gone over 600. Wow, my God, Raf. I mean, we were doing sometimes a stream with like none. That is crazy. At the minute, the YouTube is the most popular. I wonder if it will last, though. But it should mean that we can do members and things like that now on YouTube, which will be interesting because that means the Patreon stuff we can mirror it across both platforms. So if you're more familiar with YouTube, you won't have to go to Patreon. You'll be able to just kind of watch the videos and join the lives from there. So there you go, a little faint one travelling. We're still getting them. I mean, that matches up. It's very small, very slow, very steady. That matches what we're expecting at this time. Okay, quick answer, guys. Quick answer. Is this what we've got here? Right, this view here. Is this better than... Where is it? Is this better than this? Which do you prefer? If this is B, the other one was A. Let me know. What screen do you prefer? Because I don't think we can see things as well. But there's a bit more colour. There's a lot of noise in the middle. We've got a brown one down here. Look at that one. It almost looks like it's tumbling in a way there. That's a nice orange. But look at all the colours, all the stars when we watch it like this one there. Prefer B. I'm going to try and remember that one. It's just because it's so bloody grainy. But I'll try and remember to use this one there. It's better, but the noise is a bit... It is very noisy, isn't it, there? For seeing the dimmer... Well, it's a better contrast, isn't it, there? So it's hard, because that noise is really bugging me. But we'll have to see there. I know, Kate. I know. Ironically, I was checking to see if yesterday, or before we went on stream yesterday, if there had been any growth at all on our TikTok channel. But no, it was just a flat line. And then it was that night, there. And my username there, maybe the freeze was the aliens passing by, pressing pause there to stop us from flying past. I mean, you never know there. Oh, so you definitely X is for the number 2 there. Oh, A is better for you there because it's what you're used to seeing there. Okay, I'll get that. But B for A up there, B, and B for username there. What do we reckon on the top there? I'm not saying I'm going to go to what people want. I am, belligerent there. It's a bit easier. That's what I thought, Kate, because of the noise there. Where are we there? Oh, do you believe aliens and demons there, like J.D. Vance does? And apparently the Pentagon is saying that they are interdimensional. So I don't think, in the sense of the way I lean at the minute, it's a good question, Paul, there, but I don't think that necessarily like the classic descriptions of demons, is the correct version. But what I am keen on is that maybe back then we used angels and demons to try and understand and describe the phenomena, and now we use aliens, and at some point we've used fairies and fae. I think, it's possibly all the same phenomena, and we've just described it differently over the years. That's kind of where I think by default there. I mean, dimensionality is an angle that could be at play there, but I don't think it's used correctly a lot of the time there, because a dimension isn't like a separate place. That's more like the multiverse theory, is about how Hollywood goes. Look, a portal has opened up and I've stepped into a different dimension. Dimensions are the same place, but it's a different angle that you can use it in, So we are multi-dimensional beings. We operate in 4 dimensions, or across 4 dimensions, we'd say. So there could be beings that operate in different ones, and only partly in our ones, but we can't perceive it. It's always there, but we can't perceive it there, and nearly there. I like it better on the tubes there. I used to see the TikTok, and I would pass out. Or pass out on it there, and drop my phone. Just landed there. I'm more of a tubey person, like naturally there. The grid's better. Yeah, there's more of a contrast there to see it there. Life-changing system there. Oh, I love that you're so passionate about it, Raf. I haven't got around to fixing it yet. There, I like them both. Thank you, Nelly. There, and Kezi there. Keza says B for this one. B is winning, but it is a bit of a pain. I mean, hopefully we can get a bit of an in-between if the camera is working properly there. It's in there. I'm not going to bore you with the long version, but water, and what you're seeing when a star twinkles is the effects of a wave light at the bottom of the pool there. Okay. Oh, so it's water. That does ring a bell. And is that that's outside of the firmament there. So is it fair to say that in that understanding of things that, so what I would conceive of as space is basically full of water? Is that a sort of a rough way of thinking of it? And I mean, to focus sharper on B, but has more detail for stars. Yeah, and also we lose a lot of the thing around the edges. I'm just trying to figure it out there. One day we'll get it right. There are some days where the camera just decides to work properly and you go, oh my God, this is the clearest, best image I've ever had. But it is a bit of a lottery when it wants to do it there. Oh, the sky ice has been found across areas, pieces of the firmament as a solid, dense crystal. They're the blue version of those long firestone things. Oh, I don't know though. I've not heard about that. So it's a crystal firmament then, so it's actual pieces of what that dome is has been found. And how do they know that it's that? Is it by its makeup? Does it tell that it's that, or is it up the frame rate also there. It's kind of painful at 10 FPS there. So I did earlier, but it's not playing ball. Oh look, that's a flasher. Come on, cursor. Come over. There it is, look.
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, fucking thing. Time we get over there, look. It's going to flash a bit more. It's getting a bit brighter. Is it going to go even brighter? There we go. Oh, we're going darker. So it's going to the edge of the camera. On this one, it gets darker towards the edge. Which is a product of the lens, so I don't know why it's better or more consistent on the other one. That does confuse me. But look at some of the colours that you're seeing with this one, like the blues, the oranges. Absolutely stunning. Was it Miser 13, I think, there? Yeah, it's a changey one, yeah. It did look an interesting one, that one. That's the question, Nathan. I don't know. It just is better sometimes than others, and no matter what I press, it doesn't change. It just will then snap back to being like a better brightness, balance, and quality and clarity. And I've swapped out the, I've reinstalled the software we use, I've swapped over the cards we use to go into the computer, the what do you call it, capture cards there. So I think it's the camera itself, but without another camera to test. I've tried the settings on it today, hence having this like this versus the other version. This is a new way of bringing the video in, new bit of software to try and verse it. But I don't know. Normally I would buy my way out of a problem, but cameras are expensive, so that's not happening. At some point there. Oh, TikTok prefers A as well. Got another one for the A camp there. JD Vance, it's your best friend. Agent X there. The firmament. Kate is a big fan of the firmament now. Yeah, and slight change in colour of that was a satellite. Green, brown, blue, purple, then red. See, this is the thing there. If it's just reflecting light, how are we getting such a range of distinct different colours there? I can imagine the stars that we're seeing. That makes sense. You know, a bit of light travelling this far, hitting the atmosphere, and then it can be easily screwed around with. But some of these other ones, I mean, look, even you're zooming in on this one, you get it's quite colourful. So maybe it's going to be a quality of doing it like this. It's going to manipulate the colours a little bit. You never know with digital processing there. How these things work or don't. Very twinkly, very lovely there. This emoji seems mention of it. That's quite restrained there. And they tried to penetrate it in 62 there, called Operation Dominique there. Oh, the nuclear tipped high yield megaton hyperbolic shockwave there. Reports of no damage detected. Video of Clinton saying, "We've cracked the dome." Okay, I've heard of Operation Dominique there. So, I mean, surely that wouldn't be wise, though, to crack something if there is something like that there. So, is it that we don't know what's outside because we can't get out there to test? So, is there that why we don't know what could be on the other side of it? In that one now? Raf's only resisting Xena because he's tempted. He's on the cusp. Nathan there. You're fine with the camera. It could be the type of codec you are shooting right now. I did change earlier. That's the thing. I changed, but I hadn't. This is it was working kind of consistently, and now we're getting this. This is a new problem out of some of the problems we've had, and we haven't changed any of the settings on it. So I changed the settings today to try and get some more. But no matter what I seem to do on the camera, it's not reflected when it's coming in. So I'm a bit confused. The flashing targets are really interesting there. Satellites usually flare as the sunlight briefly hits the solar panels, but these flashes are acting different. That is totally right. There are some that just, it's a bit different, isn't it? Like the pulsing to it as well there. Oh, invert the colours. I don't think I've got that option in here. I'll have to have a look. I'm literally using some streaming software just to bring this up. And then I'd use that to adapt it. Because our normal version, if I switch it over to this one. So this is what we was looking on. This is the camera software directly in. And then we got... oh, actually I need to do this to bring the other one back. Then this is in the seat, so with the settings changed. Oh, look, there's some movement there. See, that did not really change as much, and it stayed white. But the last one changed colour. It's quite... There are variations, isn't there? There is differences. I'm hungry, but I can't be asked to go for food there. Just open a tin, Raf. Treat yourself there. Crack open a tin. Where are we? Oh, it's gone at midnight tonight. I've got a work day tomorrow, chaps. So I am going to have to come on and then slowly get used to the idea that we need to stay on later. There. Oh, I know. We'll figure it out at some point, Nathan, there. Oh, but it could be the software using it to cast, throttling the outputs. Oh, interesting. So I did actually delegate the actual streaming to a separate computer. So this comes in and then I kind of share it across. But there is a problem. That's a flasher.
Anomalous object. Confirmed.
Oh, look, that's a big one. Come on, there it is, look. Right, it's going to go off the screen. Oh, very interesting there. That's a perfect way to end tonight. That is there. Favourite of this time of night there. My metabolism would have a colony. Favourite of this time of night. Me? Never. It looks, yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it? There. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. Make sure you're subscribed, following, whatever it might be there, so you can join us tomorrow night, because it's looking clear, and we'll be back doing this. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for all of your questions, all of your chats, just hanging out with us there, your support, and whether it's tapping away, sharing, gifting, whatever it might be. You guys are awesome as always. Look forward to hanging out with you, and yeah, I'm going to see you all tomorrow night there around 9:30 p.m. UK time. So for reference, it's about just gone midnight UK time now, so you can work your time zone out from that one there. And Kevin, I'll quickly ask that before we go there. So is the space station observing these? They do say that there are a lot of anomalies on the space station there they don't talk about. They actually cut off the live feed whenever something interesting goes on, but they do see some strange things as well. They definitely do, and there's some videos that have been reportedly leaked there from that as well. Oh, I have a similar setup there, and I have mine perfect, but without looking at yours. I'm in the woods. Nathan, if you're on tomorrow night, we'll go into detail on this, because I pick your brains, because what I know about cameras can be written on a postage stamp. I'm working backwards and fuddling it together, so if you've got yours well, I'll 100%. I'd love to know the settings there to get this nailed and dialed in there. And what's that there? Glorang, there, the third secret of Fatima can be understood by a reading a night in Zagreb, there by, I can't pronounce that one. It seems alien invasion is underway in the Catholic Church. Knows, but is that what the third secret was? I didn't know if it had been announced what the third secret of Fatima was there as well. But very, very interesting there. Guys, make sure also just subscribe to following, whatever it might be, so we can catch you all tomorrow night there. But thanks again, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye, guys.